Now you're listening to wrestling news that matters, from people you want to hear it from, deep from within the confines of the internet. Covering WWE like no one else, and covering TNA because no one else will. You are listening to the best in the world, Ring Rust Radio!
Brad Maddox.
I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning.
You said it to me on social media platforms and through emails and courier. You said, I need more evergreen content. And guess what? If I do one thing, it's not disappoint. Guys, we got more evergreen content for you. Money in the Bank, it's coming up. So let's talk about it. Our favorite matches. And we don't mean just those ladder ones. And also you said no ladder matches, Money in the Bank from WrestleMania too, right?
Every match that's ever been on the Money in the Bank pay-per-view can be on this list.
Okay, but Money in the Bank ladder matches from WrestleMania do not count.
Well, they're not on the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, so no.
Okay, you ignorant fucking bitch. Don't
How is
fucking
that an ignorant
talk to me
fucking bitch?
Because you just the way it's their tone, dude. It's like, listen,
It's just
You've-
explaining it in a clear and concise way. I know that's difficult for
you've been with your wife for a long time now. You're a woman. However you quantify your relationship, that's your business, okay?
Huh.
There's no way in shit you don't realize how you just talked to me. There's no
I
way.
talked to you
Don't
a lot
not
differently than I
pretend
talked to her.
that you just fucking.
She's
Oh,
also not
I
a
talked
fucking
to you.
dumbass to the point where I have to explain easy things to her like that.
Wow.
Yo, she makes some bad choices. She's with you.
I'm not denying that. But does that
Still got
Well,
it.
your wife? That doesn't mean they're dumb. It just means they're misguided.
I'm a freak in the sheets, bro.
She finds that out once every presidential term.
6 to 8 months, baby. Whenever I'm allowed. Actually, whenever I'm allowed, really.
You can say whenever you're alive.
Whenever I'm alive, which is
6 to
all
8
the-
months, or whenever I'm allowed, whatever comes sooner.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey.
It's definitely me. Let's get into this. So, Mike, explain what we're gonna do.
We're doing a top 10 list. We're each going to go through our top 10 list of the best Money in the Bank pay-per-view matches of all time.
Ooh, that seems fun. BJ,
Does it?
It does.
Okay,
People tell
good.
me all the time how much they hate evergreen content and how much they miss and how much. Can I tell you something? If I hear "bro fell off" one more fucking time,
Who are you hearing that from?
so the internet's
One
telling
comment?
every platform. No, unfortunately, it's like I'm also starting to get text messages from local friends like "bro fell off." I'm pretty sure Andrew Skeens quit on two things, and I know he's changed. He quit on Buffalo Wild Wings and us. He's not the
He's
same guy
building a
anymore.
brand behind our back. Did you know that?
No. The
Him
golf
and
thing?
Everson. Him and Everson are building a brand behind our back.
Wait, they're talking wrestling behind our back?
Yeah, building a brand
fucked up.
behind our back.
Isn't that cheating?
I'm actually advertising it on the show. I hope that's okay.
I know. They're building
because
a brand
I
from our
legitimately
faces.
feel no threat from anyone because this is how WWE feels about AEW. I just don't care. I'm just doing my own thing, and like if you want to do your thing, great. But I legit don't even care. And I'm just kidding. Triple H is, Tony Khan lives in Triple H's head, rent free. Let's go. So yeah, let's get in number 10. BJ, give us your number 10.
All right, my number 10 is from 2023. It's the main event. It's the Bloodline Civil War. This is my favorite storyline in the past several years. I thought the turn on Reigns was well done, and I enjoyed them going at each other.
I have that significantly higher.
I have that significantly not on the fucking list.
No shit.
Not on the fucking list, baby. Did not make my list. Get the fuck out of here. Dumbass shit. Mike, you got something dumb as shit too, probably?
Mine is from that same pay-per-view, my number 10.
Of course it is.
It's the women's Money in the Bank ladder match won by Io Sky.
That's 2023?
Yes.
Just a way teensy bit higher.
I'm gonna be very honest about
I
Money
have
in the
that
Bank
a little higher,
ladder
too.
matches.
Together.
A lot of my picks on here are just regular matches and not the ladder matches because
Mhm.
they are like mixed up in my mind. It's so hard to differentiate.
What's your number? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Six
I have
of mine are
four
Ladder matches?
Yeah,
I have
ladder.
four ladder matches.
I have
Me too.
6,
I have 4.
but we'll get to how that's
Like I said, so what I try to remember is like the moments, like who won, how it made me
Mhm.
feel, and this was a star-studded match. It had Bayley, it had Becky, it had Trish, it had Io, and I remember wanting Io to win this so badly and being so hyped when she did win, and then she ended up having an awesome cash-in. All plays to that in my mind of that being a great Money in the Bank ladder match.
My number 10 is the Usos against the Street Profits from 2022.
Ooh.
An incredibly underrated match, banger and a half. And honestly, went back, actually watched the full thing. Don't often watch the full thing. You really got to get me right away to make me go through it, not just understand, like, because usually when we watch it, we'll be like, I remember now. That's right. Yes, this is what right? I was brought back into that moment. So, boom. Absolutely.
If I had an honorable mention, that would be the number one honorable mention. Just barely missed my list.
Because you forgot it.
No, I didn't. I went through every fucking match that's ever.
It feels like you forgot it. The noise you made when I said it, and then
Brother,
you being
it's
like,
your
"Oh,
number
it just
10.
missed it. It just missed
It did just miss it.
Just a bit outside. Okay. Let's go over here to BJ. What's your number 9?
My number 9 is from 2017. It's Shinsuke Nakamura versus Dolph Ziggler versus AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin versus Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn.
Is that the one Corbin won?
It is the one Corbin one.
What year was this
Did
again?
not make my list. 2017.
2017.
Did not come close to making my list. Absolutely dumb as shit.
Like I said, maybe it was like an awesome like ladder match, but it just doesn't stick in my mind at all.
It sticks in my
Besides
craw.
Corbin winning.
Sticks in my craw, boy.
Nice.
Whoa! As I said that, my wife put her hand on my butt crack. That's crazy. I loved it.
I hope she wash your hands.
Wash your hands, they said. Okay, that's wild. No, I'll go. Mike, did you go? Is it my turn?
I did not go.
Okay.
My number 9 is it's the 2013 Money in the Bank ladder match.
Okay.
There's only men's Money in the Bank ladder match at that point. They were still oppressing women. This one wins it. It's Damian Sandow won it. I remember watching this, and Cody was going up, and he was about to win. I was like, oh, man, I don't want Cody to win. And then Damian, and the crowd was going crazy or whatever, and then Damian Sandow fucks him up, goes up, and wins the briefcase. Like, I think all of us, collectively, we were fucking Damian Sandow marks at this
100%.
time.
Mm-hmm.
He made Miz tolerable for a while.
Dude, he was amazing. He was such a good heel, such a good character. They fucking ruined him by just having John Cena easily beat him when he cashed in.
Yep.
But at this time, he was awesome. I loved that he won it, and it was a great ending, the way that they made you think Cody was going to win, and then Sandow ended up getting it.
That did not make my list, but that is not because I did not love the match. That whole
I
event.
think you forgot it!
No, that whole event.
I'm just going to start
I was there, Mike.
pointing fingers for no reason.
I was there. That's 2013. That was in Philadelphia. That's Mark Henry.
Yeah, I'm aware.
That's the Usos and fucking Shield. That's a
Shh, don't talk about that match. Yeah.
That is a great, great fucking shit, dude. So, for me, it is the 2023 women. Io Sky winning. Listen. Do the girls deserve their own match? Yes. Are they always good? No. Is this one the best?
The men's ones aren't always good either. What is that supposed to mean?
Come on.
I feel like most women's bank matches are really good.
Right.
Come on.
But I'm just saying, like, the women's aren't any worse or better than the men's
That's not
ones.
true. That's not true. Men take better bumps. I'm sorry to
Oh
say
my
it. We
God.
just take better bumps, dude.
Not good.
This is just the truth, man. I hate to be sports science guy, but it's just they're better bumps. I don't know. But this was awesome. So kudos to the ladies.
Job, sexist. PG?
I'm gonna choose this. I'm gonna choose the thing you call me sexy, and thank you.
Nope.
Mine is
Bring that
Balor.
ass crack over here.
Yeah, baby. Oh yeah. We need another WrestleMania in Philadelphia stat.
My number 8 is that same Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yep.
So you forgot it.
Oh, we all.
No, he forgot it. Shoehorned it in here. That's what
No,
happened.
it's not.
I could hear the pencil
number 8.
scratching.
It's pencil scratching. It's
That's
on the
okay.
computer.
You're fucking freaking out over there. Cinnamon thinks
I'm
there's
not.
a fucking rat in the house because there's so much
No.
scratching on that pad of paper.
What the fuck is that supposed to be?
I have honorable mentions.
Oh, you
Save
didn't
'em.
name the honorable.
Yeah,
mentions.
yeah. It's convenient you didn't because you're shoehorning shit in here now, huh?
No.
Because he didn't have honorable mentions until he just moved whatever the fuck was there
No,
out.
I have. I just want to get this over with because I fucking hate you.
Mike Chiara, your next one.
My number 8 is from 2021. It's the WWE Universal Championship match between Roman Reigns and Edge. Back
Significantly higher.
before he was Cope, when he was good.
Did not make my fucking list, dude. With a bullet, didn't make my list.
This match was awesome. It was par for the course of Roman Reigns matches
Yeah.
at the time. Bunch of interference, bloodline getting involved, all kinds of
botches
close
and
calls.
shit. I remember it.
Awesome shit. No botches at all. Just everything
That's not
happening
true.
for a reason. Roman wins this match, but it's also punctuated by a very cool moment. John Cena made a surprise return. Meltz wasn't on that one. Sean Sapp wasn't on that one. John Cena showed up to confront Roman after the match.
Sean, you keep Sean's name out of your fucking mouth, you piece of trash. First you come for Dave. I stood by when you came for Dave. I won't stand by when you come from SRS, dude.
Really? I didn't know you felt so strongly.
Yeah,
about it.
dude. I like saying his name to like the Kofi Kingston thing. It's SRS. Boyka,
Are you up,
dude.
Shelton?
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. Did you say Benjamin Shelton? Hell yeah, dude.
As not as I eat a Brian.
You and Hulk Hogan, dude. Oh, getting shit wrong. I'm going all the way back to 2016. Were you with me?
I'm with you.
The men's Money in the Bank match. Dean Ambrose
Okay.
cashes in the same
Any
night.
other thoughts
Cashes
on
in the
that
same.
one?
Wait, what?
Yeah, cashes in the same night. It was a great match. Cesaro, Jericho, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Del Rio. I had to muffle that last one, but yeah, absolutely stacked Money in the Bank ladder match, and everybody put on a fucking show. Dean Ambrose wins at the time where we fucking want him to be pushed, and then we see how the night goes.
Did not make my list, but I'm sure it was a fine Money in the Bank ladder match.
Lulz.
I'm sure it was great.
Ignorant. Stupid. BJ?
My number 7 is the 2021 men's Money in the Bank ladder match where Big E won.
That was also a consideration of mine that did not quite make the
Did
list.
not
'Cause
make my list.
Well, similar
I
to
love
Donnie.
him. I love him though.
Yeah,
So,
that was the thing. It's like we want them to
He's
win
a
so
victim.
badly.
He's a victim of the
Mhm.
gimmick. You know what I mean? He would understand.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude. He's so sensitive now, dude.
Totally fine.
Mike.
My number 7 is from Money in the Bank 2013's pre-show.
Let's go.
It's the Usos versus the Shield, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. I still to this day do not understand why that was on the pre-show.
No, I remember being
They
in the
did used to
building.
care about the pre-show, but it's still very
Yeah,
weird.
it was like the kickoff on YouTube.
I
Go
got
away.
no, but here's the deal. Being in the building, for the most
It's like
part,
the hottest you're gonna get.
no,
Right.
but legitimately for the most part, the way that it was kind of done, most people thought that was the pay-per-view opener. So when you go
So
back, the
they're stupid?
perception in the building was like
It
this
is Philly. I mean.
Well, but no, here's the thing, because
Yeah.
it's
Can't
Roman
blame.
Reigns and Seth Rollins out as the Shield. They were with what they were doing at the time. This was like a major fucking deal for them to come out first. So we assumed, okay, this is the opening match. They also got 15 minutes. It's
Yeah,
insane.
it was an
It's
amazing
insane.
match.
It's insane.
It
That-
This
my
match
list isn't one on
and
the pay-per-view.
VLC are the two
Hell
greatest
yeah.
fucking pre-show matches of all time.
Absolutely.
I will say this must have succeeded in getting the crowd hot though, because the next match was that Money in the Bank ladder match that Sandow won,
Yep.
and the crowd was hot for that match. So
And honestly, dude, if you go through it, you realize what a city. What a city,
That's
Philadelphia.
not
for that.
what I'm realizing.
What a city for
Uh,
wrestling. What a city.
This match was fucking great though, and it's made even better when you look back because that's 12 years ago at this point, which is crazy. The Usos over that time have established themselves as one of the best tag teams of all time. Roman and Seth, two of the biggest stars of all time in wrestling. This was kind of the infancy for them, and it was fucking great.
I have it considerably higher. I will give an honorable mention to John Cena burying Mark Henry right in front of my face.
That was awful.
I purchased tickets to this. He made him submit, by the way. I purchased tickets to this event thinking this was the chance that Mark Henry was going to win the title. The reason I attended this show is because Mark Henry's impact on our show at the time. I went out of my way to make sure I was there for this. And John Cena buried. That's a burial.
I was so mad when
That's
happened.
a burial. He didn't just beat Mark Henry after literally one of the greatest moments in wrestling history.
Salmon jacket.
He fucking tapped him out. The world's strongest man.
It made me so mad.
Man, John Cena's awesome.
It was, and honestly, it did not make the Orton winning the main event go over that. I mean, listen, they wanted bad reaction for Orton at the time. They got it. You had Punk lose, RVD, and Daniel Bryan. We were mad as shit.
I'm glad I was in attendance for when Mark Henry won the World Heavyweight Championship and not for this match.
Yeah, well, listen, I was there for the wrong side of history, but it's fine. Okay, and it's my turn. Let's go all the way back. I'm actually buying myself time because I don't know where I put it. Here it is. I found
Number
it now.
7.
Yeah, no. I had to find the wiki tab. I'm going all the way back to 2014. Ladder match for the vacant WWE World Heavyweight Championship. John Cena wins it. I hated it. But there were some really awesome moments in this match. Kane, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns actually is good in this moment. This is fun stuff here with that. Bray Wyatt's there. Del Rio again. He was there in this period.
He was getting a lot of big
Rio.
matches.
Cesaro was having a push because he was with Heyman at the time. This was a really fun, like I said, it's a ladder match, so it takes away some of that bullshit wrestling stuff that you're worried about. Because Sheamus is beating the shit out of people. And Kane, this was a good match. So I actually genuinely think this match is a little bit underrated.
Did not make my list.
Also, the opener for that, which is a match I liked that did not make my list, that was really good, was the Usos against Rowan and Harper.
That was a great match. That almost made my list.
Yeah, that was an absolute. It did not make my list, but that's an absolute banger.
Mm-hmm.
Bangus.
What number are we on now?
6.
That's number 6.
Okay.
My number 6, I wasn't really watching. Well, I wasn't watching at this time. It got me back into wrestling because we had to write about it at Bleach Report. And there was only so few of us 3, primarily, who could write about wrestling. It's John Cena.
It wasn't who could write
CM
about
Punk.
wrestling. Anyone could. It was we were willing to. That's the difference.
You needed some type of knowledge, else you'd be fucking looking like an asshole. Actually, I guess not, because you still look like a fucking asshole. You don't know shit.
I was gonna say you're very wrong about that last part, buddy.
Yeah. We have since gone back to watch this match. Now, a technical masterpiece, but I do think Cena and CM Punk have good chemistry, but they've had better matches. But the moment. CM Punk winning the championship and storming out.
Hold on. You got Punk Cena 2011 at 6?
Sure do.
Ooh.
I have it quite a bit higher.
I have quite a bit higher, too. Yeah, the match kind of blows watching it back, but who cares?
We watched it back, and
I know.
It wasn't as good as I remember.
Who cares? It's the
I
moment.
choose to remember it how I felt watching it at the time.
Yeah, listen.
Well,
yes, exactly.
Again, this is the best.
You
fucking
love
matches.
Rock and Hogan. That match kind of is mid when you go back and watch it if it wasn't for the crowd reactions.
When I watched
No, I think when I watch it and when I've watched it back several times, I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
Okay.
I have matches on here that I just think are better matches. The fuck's the problem?
I mean, it's a bad take.
Good for you.
the fuck's the problem?
Yeah, it's a bad take. You should look at yourself in the mirror. You're doing a bad job.
I'm perfectly fine with where I have my list.
That's why you're living this life. Mike?
Yeah, with you.
My number 6 is from Money in the Bank 2012. It's the no DQ WWE Championship match between CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. with AJ Lee as the special guest referee.
Considerably higher.
A wee bit higher.
Marketably higher, dude. Tariffs to China higher.
Or markedly higher?
Tariffs to China higher, bro. Bend the knee, China. I know you're listening.
Still speaking. Okay. This is early on in the ring rust days still, 2012. And I remember us loving Punk and Daniel Bryan. And
well, you were just discovering them for the first time.
Yeah, we knew about them.
I knew about Daniel Bryan. The first time I ever saw of Daniel Bryan was literally when he was on NXT, but I knew CM Punk for a long time.
I'm sure you didn't.
But their feud was awesome. They had multiple good matches. I don't think this is the best of the matches that they had during that time. But it was still very good, and I thought the AJ Lee involvement was fun also because you had like her being with Daniel Bryan, but then they're kind of teasing her going with Punk, and ultimately in real life she did go with Punk, so that's a fun little wrinkle added to it. But I don't think Punk and Bryan were capable of having a bad match against each other.
It's incredible. It's marketably higher, marketably higher.
I don't know why you keep saying marketably.
I don't know. Because it sounds smart, dude. You ever just hear someone say something, you're like, I like the cut of that shit. Then you're just like, that's fact to me.
That ain't the one,
that's
though.
way higher for me. And also, I loved the stuff with AJ Lee at that time. All the stuff of her. Remember what was the one cover that made like No Way Out where Brian
on the train tracks.
Brian's tied to the train. Yeah, like I loved
like the month before.
All their shit was that was a great time in wrestling with those two guys doing their thing, man. So much fun.
But it's kind of sad we never got it again.
Yeah.
Because they could have done it in AEW and they didn't.
Yeah. I think CM Punk was being a real C word. I
don't think he was. I think Daniel Bryan was being a C word for being like, oh, we should suspend him, Tony.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck up.
Oh, I don't know, dude.
And all the people on social media for posting their opinions.
Yeah.
I think people's opinions don't need to be heard.
I think the power went to old D-Bry's head is what happened.
Well, he's going to be the greatest booker of all time. Tony Schiavone said so.
Schiavone says a lot of dumb shit.
I'm going on to number 6 here. I'm going back to, looking back, what has become one of my favorite weird, obscure matches that I never thought I'd like. Randy Orton and Christian, 2011.
Oh
yeah, you love that.
That was a fun.
Adore this match. Like going back and watching it again, it holds up 100%, and it is so. Christian is so good at times when he's hitting his moment. Like that heel run was incredible.
What a dick way to say.
I mean, it's true though, because Christian's he could be comedic and stuff like that. But when he's like main event level good, he had it for a period of time in TNA. He had it for a period of time in AEW. And then when he's on, he can't miss. You know what I mean? It's like a baseball player he's like Nick Castellanos. Okay? When he's hitting, he's fucking banging.
He's a racist?
Nick Castellanos is not racist.
I think he is. I think that's like the joke that always goes around.
I mean,
wow. Good job, Donnie.
That sounds irresponsible to say. You should stop calling everybody racist. Maybe you look inside. Maybe you're a little more racist than you think, dude.
No, I'm certainly not.
What color's the paper you're using?
I'm not using a paper.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't know what you're fucking talking about.
Go ahead.
Because it's white, Mike?
No, he uses yellow paper.
That's true. Yellow pad. Yep. I love The Simpsons.
Hero.
Thanks.
Number 5, please, Beach. Anytime.
My number 5. Calm down. My number 5 is CM Punk vs. Daniel Bryan 2012.
You definitely made alterations to this list.
No, I didn't.
You are so full of shit.
To a text message.
Do your own fucking research.
I
dude.
am. I just literally said when you said I have a wee bit higher. Mike, did I not say a wee bit higher?
Tens of dollars.
You did say wee bit higher.
I said wee bit higher, and we all know what that means on this show.
He said he had it a skosh higher.
He didn't say skosh. I would have taken a mental note of him saying that. That's a word I'm not familiar with all the time. No, that's silly. You're changing your list, dude.
I don't need to change my fucking list.
How did you?
My list is nowhere near like yours, so don't worry about it.
Take a photo of it. Take a photo of it.
You're the one going, oh, let me go to this tab.
Take a photo of it
this
now.
show now. Fucking asshole. Shut the fuck up.
Mike, your next one, 5.
All right. My number 5 is the 2019 Men's Money in the Bank ladder match won by Brock Lesnar.
2019 did not.
It's in my honorable mentions.
This was a very.
I'm sure it is.
This is a very interesting match. If you'll recall, people thought Mustafa Ali was going to win, and he was going up there. It's like, oh man, Mustafa Ali. And all of a sudden, Brock's music hits. He just interjects himself into the match, goes in there, wins it. It was like a very shocking and crazy ending. And then we get fucking boombox Money in the Bank briefcase Brock coming out of it.
I will say this. Vince just got it. We wanted
Oh.
What?
What were we going to call him?
Muhammad Ali? That's legit.
Exactly what you were going to say.
I legitimately I call him Muhammad Ali. Mustafa Ali. I call myself too. I was like, you're about to say Muhammad Ali, you fucking monster. But it's just because, it's like saying James and Jeff. You know what I mean? Names sound
No,
similar.
not like that, actually.
No,
It is. It's a very white comparison.
James and Jeff are very different names, too.
Yeah. They white people look the same to me. But yeah, no, Vince McMahon just got it. You just need to troll the fans sometimes. You know, they don't know everything, and honestly, most of the time we're stupid. So he would just hit us with these trolls, and they were so perfect. And looking back, he was right.
Here's the thing. A lot of people were like tired of Brock at that time, but we all loved Brock.
Yeah,
and
not on
we're
this
happy.
show.
Yeah.
Not on this show. We're Brock supporters, dude. Even when he shits on people, literally.
He doesn't show people.
I think he wanted to piss on somebody, not shit.
He wants to watch.
I don't want
The
body.
Delco
Deucer? The Delco Tinkler?
Delco Tinkler.
Don't let him near your park. He's the Delco Tinkler. Holy shit. That's not good. Number 4, is it number 5? What are we doing here?
You're number 5.
My number 5 is the Shield versus the Usos. As I said, it was screech me child. Again, saw it live. Couldn't believe, looking back now, that it's a fucking pre-show match. Roman Reigns on the pre-show. Vince was not perfect. But he knew that they were going to be. I think this is what confirmed it for him. He's like, they love Roman. He was 4th on our list, but we definitely were like, this is a banger for sure. And honestly, I really do love that show. And that was, to me, is the opener, and it was awesome. So.
No, it wasn't. It was pre-show.
No, it was the opener.
The pre-show opener.
Yes, sir. Pre-show opener. Listen, it was the opener to us in Philadelphia. We make the rules. It's our fucking show. We paid for it. Go ahead. Number 4, I guess.
Number 4, John Cena versus Kevin Owens from 2015. This is shortly after Kevin Owens' debut. They had a short feud, and WWE didn't have a lot of time to book it, so it was actually very entertaining because of that reason. And we said, maybe you guys just need to like fucking not try to book anything because that's when you're at your best.
Did not make my list because I was beyond fucking pissed that Cena won that match.
What year was it?
I remember being livid
2015.
that Cena won that
Yeah,
match.
it did not make my fucking list. I wouldn't.
I
waste
was
it.
livid.
No, would never. In a million years would I do that.
Really?
I'm sure the match was good though. I haven't gone back and watched it. But
Didn't watch.
Great match. They
The ending really
great
pissed me
matches.
off. Yeah, that was a fun feud. Too bad they let fucking John Cena win.
Mike, you?
Why did he do that all the time, BG? Why would he do that to people?
What, use his power to bury him?
Yeah, why did he do that?
Like Rusev or Bray Wyatt or whoever?
The thing is that to maintain star power, you have to win matches.
I mean, you don't have to win them all.
Just like the Yankees have to win World Series to maintain their status.
That's not true.
They haven't been doing that lately.
I was going to say, they're not doing that lately at all.
Right.
We got to get back to that.
And they're all over the front page of ESPN like the Lakers. Which, Mike, are you a Lakers fan
losers
too?
like you, like
Mike
to
says
I'm not
Mike,
a Lakers fan.
you're
I don't
a
have
Lakers
a
fan
basketball.
too?
I don't have a basketball team I root for.
I mean, you don't have a baseball team that you.
Not the Raptors?
I sure
right,
do.
yeah.
No, not the Raptors.
I mean, you're right there. You're closer
I
to
root
Toronto
against
than you are in New
Canadian
York
teams
City.
in all sports.
So that's why you're not in New York.
Well, yeah, he's in New York State, but he's so far from the city that he's actually closer to most Canadian cities.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You don't root for the Knicks. You're not a New Yorker.
No, you don't root for the Knicks?
I don't root for the Knicks.
No, he's a Lakers fan, dude. He's also a
not
Dallas
a Lakers
Cowboys
fan.
fan, too, behind the scenes.
I'm definitely
as
not
well.
a Dallas
Crazy.
Cowboys fan either.
Well, and he's obviously Bills are his
That's
AFC
the NFC
team,
team.
but that's his
Yeah.
NFC team. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He loves the hats. You got him
I
a
don't
true.
have an
You got him in Value
my
City.
My other favorite team in football when the Bills sucked and I needed somebody to root for was the Broncos
Packers.
because I love John Elway.
No, that's not true.
It is true.
That's
It's
not true.
literally my life.
You had
that
an
I
Emmett Smith jersey. Don't
Wow.
fucking lie to me, dude.
I have a fucking John Elway Boulevard license plate sign in my basement.
Nah, so
Real.
you're also a Bills trader. That's
No.
wild to hear.
Love John all the way.
Yeah. Did you do your number 4 yet?
I have not. My number 4 is from Money in the Bank 2016, AJ Styles versus John Cena.
You know, a bit higher, Mike.
This to me was the greatest work of John Cena's career, his feud with AJ Styles in 2016. In ring wise, at least. AJ came in and, you know, it was like just a fucking fever dream that he was even in WWE. Then they did the heel turn not too long in, and you're wondering, like, how's that going to work out? But he was so great in that role. He feuded with Roman, feuded with John Cena, helped elevate them, you know, it helped elevate Cena from an in-ring perspective to a level I don't think he ever got to before and ever got to since.
And what did John Cena do for him?
He did put him over a time or two.
What are you talking about? AJ won this match.
I know.
Yeah,
so
AJ,
that's what happened. We just talked about he doesn't do it. He did it here, and how important that is.
This is why big part of why this made my list, and not the KO versus John Cena match, because he actually allowed AJ Styles to win this match. But they had multiple great matches during this time period. This was definitely one of them. I really enjoyed that feud.
Mike, I hate you.
Thank you.
Sames. My number 4 is literally AJ Cena 2016.
Change your list?
No.
Change your list?
And the Kevin
list
Owens
and
the Kevin Owens one couldn't make the list because of John Cena's actions. Great match.
You're parroting what
But
Mike said.
unfortunately, on this one, I literally have to. I'm being a BJ hypocrite throwing shit on my list, dude.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, you're notorious for changing on your list, so to call anyone else
I
out
would
if they
never
had
do
done
that,
it is
dude.
absolutely
Dude, I
absurd.
would never do that. I would never do that, dude. That's such a coward way of doing it.
I have all the lists here, so I can definitely go back and see that one that you changed number 1 because Mike had something.
How do you have my list? Do you in my house?
I have your list because I had to put everything up on Patreon.
There you go. Look at you. Proud of you.
Yeah, I'm the one that does the work.
Number 3, please? Please. Our Patreon's never been worse. Don't even start with me.
Because of you.
BJ, number 3?
My number 3 was John Cena versus AJ Styles in 2016.
He's such a piece of shit!
I just
You are such a piece of shit, dude!
I'm literally saying it when you say it.
Hypocrite, dude! How can you? That is one of the wildest.
Two of my favorite wrestlers of all
One
time.
of
You guys
the
don't even like
wildest
John Cena.
moments I've ever heard on this show, dude.
What are you
How you just
talking
fucking
about?
stand up so tall to rail. You're like, I hate it so much. You turn around and like, also I'm gonna do it.
I didn't say it. What are you talking about?
That is fucking
You guys hate John Cena.
crazy. Whoo, whoo, whoo. Well, at least we don't have to talk about the match since we already talked about it for you. Mike, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is CM Punk versus John Cena, Money in the Bank 2011. I agree with what BG said in that we did rewatch this match, did a match commentary, and watching it back now, it doesn't hit the same as it did at the time, like just from like a kind of a match quality perspective, but you cannot replicate what it was like watching it at the time.
And the anticipation, dude.
Dude, like, cause I had just gotten really back into watching wrestling in 2010, and this was the first storyline that really kind of gripped me and got me really interested. You know, the pipe bomb promo and making it feel like it was reality. You know, Punk saying he's going to leave WWE and take the title with him. So you go into that not knowing, like, is he under contract? What's going to happen here? And the fact that he wins the title in his hometown of Chicago, which is a huge part of it because of the atmosphere, takes the title, blows the kiss as he takes the title going away, and you don't know what's going to happen. Like, the anticipation of that, the excitement surrounding it, very hard to recreate that type of atmosphere.
They blew it, but that moment was great.
True, but based on vibes alone, this match is my number 3 all time. Money in the Bank.
You just use words that just don't fit you. Shut your ass up.
What are you talking about?
You're like the vibes, man.
I'm sorry that
you're
you
a
don't,
vibes
like,
guy now. You
understand
just talk about that
anything,
shit?
any word. You're the one saying like fucking 20 words incorrectly in this one segment.
Yes,
that
but they're my words. I'm not trying to steal
Doesn't make
anybody else's
sense.
vibes, man. The vibes are high here, buddy. Dummy, it's just some dummy shit.
Not what I said.
Speaking of dummy shit, I actually have 2 matches at number 3, and I don't care.
That is really dumb.
I don't care. It's the 2020 Money in the Bank.
Oh, that's one match.
Both
One
the
match.
men's
That's
and the
one
women's matches.
Significantly higher, you fucking asshole.
So
You need a bit higher.
I will say this to you from the bottom of my heart. looking back now, COVID was, terrible. Some say fake, but I would say terrible.
Yes.
Right? But to me, it gave us some of my favorite wrestling moments in history.
I agree.
Okay? It was truly a time where, like, creativity was rewarded, and we were giving stuff
You had no choice.
and we had never seen this before, except for we had just watched Lucha, and we were like, oh, this is kind of like Lucha, right? It just felt like it was a show, like Matt Striker was like, it's a show, but guess what? In this one time, he was right. And this right here, the moments that they gave us throughout the building, the montages of, like, callbacks, everything about this, being in the boardrooms, the people you saw, going in the men's one, AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan fighting into Vince's office.
Yep.
It will forever be one of my favorite moments, because he just, like, looks at him and they're like, sorry. And
The fact that he was in there is what made it so funny.
And it's just like the dinosaur on the
Use
wall.
the hand sanitizer right when they leave.
Yes. Sorry, I see. Have a good one. And then they just start fighting again. Like, that was awesome shit. I truly love that. So this was another example of how that can really work. I thought that, I got both of them, because it was such a chaotic thing. And didn't we throw Rey Mysterio off the fucking building?
Sure did.
Like, there was some really great.
And Aleister Black, too.
Yeah.
Someone else dies.
I genuinely mean it. Otis winning is whatever, but
It was awesome.
it was great. We just had, like, Asuka won, so we got what we wanted, and then it was like Otis wins and it's hilarious and the whole thing is fun. I really the farther away I get from 2020, weirdly the fonder I look
You
at
want to
that.
go back?
No, the more honestly, looking back now, no traffic. I got to go to the cabin as much as I wanted to. I was always on vacation. You know what I mean? It was great. You know what I mean? It was awesome. But looking back now, that really was, I know it was a horrible time, but it was also a really unique and fun time. So, number 2, BJ?
My number 2, Mike said it before, Roman Reigns versus Edge from 2021. Two of my favorite wrestlers of all time. They were fucking awesome main event. John Cena coming out was a huge surprise. Match quality was awesome.
Dude.
And it's unfortunate that Edge decided to be a traitor.
Yeah. It's crazy how you've turned on one of your favorites and then you just proved your colors right there because you're a coward. But by the way, also, did not make my fucking list, didn't come close.
Good for you.
Good for you. Mike?
My number 2 is from 2023, the Usos against Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, the Bloodline Civil War tag team match.
Did not
BG,
make my list.
I know that. I was shocked BG only had it at 10. This, we were fucking hyped beyond belief for this match.
Yeah. Who?
The Usos going against Roman Reigns. Roman was essentially unbeatable at this time, and Jey Uso pins Roman Reigns, which was not happening during this time period. Now he's taking L's left and right.
Yeah, didn't deserve it then, doesn't deserve it now.
This was not happening at this time. Jey gets the win, one of the biggest wins of his career, just like a pivotal moment in the saga of the Bloodline, ends up leading to Jey versus Roman at SummerSlam. This match was fucking awesome.
Very stupid. Did not make my fucking list, big man. So you got a number 2. Yo, you both had matches at number 2 that didn't even make my list, showing how biased you are.
What does that mean? It
What?
shows how biased you are.
Number 2 for me
I
is
think you need to learn what bias means.
CM Punk versus John Cena 2011. We talk about it a bunch, but the moment of him kissing, and like I said, Vince McMahon's involvement in that whole segment can't be understated. He is so concerned.
Why are you so gung ho about Vince?
He needs to come back. He needs to come back. He's the greatest.
Okay.
He's the GOAT of wrestling.
For years, he said he was out of touch and he hated him. By the way.
Yeah.
And then I get this big nose fuck face, and I realize how lucky I was.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you should appreciate things when it happens, like John Cena.
I'm not sure what that means.
Appreciate John Cena.
Yeah, fuck him. The best thing he ever did was be the fucking footnote in CM Punk's history. So this match was mid as fuck. We talked about it, but again, it's not about that. It's about the moment it created, and that finale and that uncertainty was enough to bring so many people back to wrestling that it truly became a watershed moment in the sport. So again, I think it's the number 2 moment. BJ, you want to go with your number 1?
My number 1, it's a shame that you're such a fucking biased piece of shit. There's only one answer. It's the most memorable thing to ever happen at Money in the Bank pay-per-view. It is the corporate Money in the Bank ladder match, where they're going up the headquarters. Both matches happening at the same time. It is pure cinema. I literally watched it back the other day just to make sure. And yes, every single bit of it holds up. The ending with Otis just magically catching the briefcase. Fucking fantastic. Asuka starts it by jumping off the fucking second floor. Everyone's waiting for her to get there, and she just jumps off. And then she races into the elevator so she can have a head start on everyone. And everyone's racing through. Just so many little moments. Paul Heyman is just randomly there for some reason. Your boy, Donnie, John Laurinaitis shows up in his people power fucking scooter and gets owned by Otis.
Remember when he found out his brother was dead?
Yeah, you found that out. And
remember when he did that thing to that lady?
Yikes. Anyways.
She asked for it.
No.
Rey Mysterio.
Technically, I asked for it, and then she obliged.
There you go.
She's
Rey
like
Mysterio.
the dude. She obliged.
I was like, that's enough out of you, Johnny.
Rey Mysterio gets murdered. This was so fucking awesome. It is, again, the most memorable thing to ever happen at Money in the Bank.
BJ? That's a lot and wrong. Mike?
I concur with BG. My number 1 is the 2020 men's and women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Just how unique it was compared to anything else that's ever happened at Money in the Bank, or really in WWE in general.
Yeah.
It was just innovative. It was creative. Like, yeah, they could have just done a fucking regular Money in the Bank ladder matches in the Thunderdome or whatever, and it would have been fine. I'm sure it would have been entertaining. But I think it was just awesome that they took the opportunity to just do something completely different, completely out of the box. I feel like this match isn't for everyone. I feel like there's people that probably don't view it so favorably and think it was hokey or whatever, but I think that's what made it so fun and just made it enjoyable. Like, so many little Easter eggs throughout Titan Towers, and we had seen over the years little videos in Titan Towers, so you kind of know stuff that's in there, and so to actually get to see that over the course of a match, it was just very fun. It felt like an inside look at the inner workings of WWE, and then all the things BG mentioned, like killing Rey Mysterio and going into Vince's office, seeing the fucking T-Rex head, Otis shockingly winning, Asuka winning, and then she ends up becoming WWE champion or women's champion the next, I don't know, the week or whatever because of it, or the next Raw. It was just such a great fun match, and I wish we got more stuff like that now.
At one point, AJ is going through the hallways and he turns around, and it's a very nice picture of The Undertaker. And at WrestleMania, he got fucking basically buried alive by The Undertaker. Yeah. So he has this whole moment of a flashback, and they flash back to all these things that happened in the match. And then he gets thrown into a room that is basically like The Undertaker's room there, and gets locked in.
It's great.
It's honestly, the more listen, going back, again, I really do believe this time in wrestling is going to be viewed in such a weird spectrum. And the one thing that we always said, I wish they could have continued on some of this.
I wish they would do it.
Because it wouldn't be super, super hard to do. It, what I mean? It's whatever.
I understand. You're catering to your live audience, but you still could do it once in a while.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be every show, but you still could do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Once in
Just
a while.
do specials. I don't get it. You have Peacock and now Netflix. It's perfectly fine to do a special.
But alas, for not. My number 1 is CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan 2012. That is my favorite time in wrestling. Those two guys are two of my fucking favorite guys of all time. And watching them go against each other in WWE at the time was incredible. Yeah, this is my personal list, dummy.
Pussy.
Yeah.
So so it's personal bias. It's my favorite fucking top 10 match. My favorite, yes. CM Punk, Daniel Bryan. It's awesome.
Good for you.
Good for you. Good for her.
Great match, not number one. Not even close to it.
Yeah,
Well,
number one.
hey, according to the list in front of me, number one.
So, yeah, apparently John Cena is Mr. Money in the Bank pay-per-view.
Argument can be made. He's up there.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No, looking it down here, I would argue CM Punk is more Mr. Money in the Bank.
No.
He's won it
He's
3
up there.
times, right? He's also main evented several in championship matches, has the biggest moment, according to you guys.
No. Otis and Asuka have the biggest moment to us. If you were paying
According
attention.
to you.
Okay. Well, no. BJ, how does someone vote for me?
Patreon.com/RingRustRadio. As long as you support us, you can vote. Leave a comment with the best comments on air. Who has the best list?
Leave your comment. Get your best comment. Go, girl. Go and get it. All right, let's move on. All right, guys. More fucking evergreen content. Can you feel it? Mike, can you feel it?
I feel it. My loins.
BJ, can you feel it in your little loins?
Filled in my loins.
Your little loins. That's it. No, I'm not going to say. Top 10 Money in the Bank pay-per-views ever. So that's what we're doing here. We're basically listing a bunch of years, and we're going to talk about all the matches that happened on them. Right, Mike?
That's correct.
Yeah. See, I'm good at explaining shit. I should do it more often.
Wouldn't
You should
say
do
that.
something for the show more often.
Yeah. BJ, while you're doing nothing, why don't you talk about Patreon, dude?
Patreon.com/RingRustRadio. As long as you support us there, you get to vote. You can leave a comment who has the best list of the best Money in the Bank pay-per-views ever.
There you go.
The
Yeah.
best of the best.
The best of the best, dude. People think we don't work hard, dude. That's wrong. That's just incorrect. It's just
That
we
is
don't-
wrong. I'll say that.
Very wrong.
We're just like Triple H. We just don't want to work Tuesdays.
Damn right.
Remember that?
I sure do.
Tuesdays.
You want to shoot cowboy? I still say that shit in my like normal life. People are like, I don't understand the reference. You're a loser. They say that a lot.
I believe that.
Finally, something we can agree on. All right, so I explained it well. So Mike, thank you for your reinforcement. I feel good. BJ, why don't you get us started with your number 10 all-time Money in the Bank pay-per-view?
My number 10 is from 2012. John Cena wins in the main event. This is a pay-per-view that has Dolph Ziggler winning Money in the Bank and CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan.
I have it moderately higher.
What year was it?
2012.
2012.
2012 is high.
Is that a lot or a little or moderate?
I don't know what that was.
That was
We're
me.
gonna find out
Yo,
soon.
it's hot. It's a lot because I was going down the list. Every noise indicated I had dropped down another spot. It's really an easy system to figure out. It kind of seems like it's a you problem if you don't get it.
Oh,
Sounded
it's
like
us.
Tasmanian Devil.
It's always our fault.
Good reference, dude. Yeah,
Thanks,
baby.
man. I'll go. My number 10, Money in the Bank 2015. We discussed on the best Money in the Bank matches top 10 list, John Cena beating Kevin Owens. Didn't like that happened. But
did not make my list because of it.
Match itself was very good. Seth Rollins wins the Money in the Bank ladder match,
Yep.
beating out Dean Ambrose. That started, Seth as, Mr. Money in the Bank, and he's the corporate chosen one, and he goes on to cash in at WrestleMania, so that was awesome. And then, Sheamus wins the other Money in the Bank, which was fine.
No, did not make my list. John
What?
Cena didn't
This
make
is
my list.
very much higher on my list.
John Cena did not fucking... John Cena doing shit like that does not get him rewarded.
Gotcha.
Well, can I say something? I also will leave a
Please
backdoor out
do.
of that one because there's at least one reference to where he does that later on when it's higher than this. So,
Great.
he just
Good
does
job.
it so often. It's just like he makes
Good
a
job,
fool
man.
out of me. My number 10...
According to you guys, he should have lost every single match of his career.
Will you shut
No.
your ass up?
No.
This is the kind of revisionist... This is what Mike sounds like when he does his dumb shit, dude. You're being
I
Mike.
don't do
about?
dumb shit.
You say it all the time. You do it all the time.
really.
My number 10 is 2024. Maybe call it
that's higher.
recency
Significantly higher.
Yeah.
But no, it's not significantly fucking higher at all.
It is.
The men's
It
was
is.
the men's was really good. The women's was really good. The Bloodline tag match was fucking cool as shit. The whole cash in, there's it's great. It was great. Zayn and Breaker.
It was one of the most stacked Money in the Bank cards of all time.
Yeah,
It was
and
great.
it's number 10 on my list. It was the 10th most stacked pay-per-view in Money in the Bank
that's
history
not accurate.
in 2024. Okay,
Maybe there's other things you liked more, but it's not the 10th most stacked.
brother, listen, dude. I write the numbers, dude. I sing the songs.
You
I'm
remember?
Barry Manilow. Number 9, Mike or BJ, the other one.
Wait, what?
I'm Barry Manilow. I sing the songs. Figure it out, dude. I know Mama Galvin knows what I'm talking about. No
was
way
on
she
me.
lives on
I
Long
know.
Island and fucking isn't a huge Barry Manilow fan.
Yeah, it was on me. My number 9 is 2017.
Ohio.
Did not make my list.
Mine's Ohio.
This one you have Carmella and Baron Corbin winning the Money in the Bank ladder matches. Now,
course,
I understand.
of course,
not
dude.
not the greatest winners, but the matches themselves were fucking awesome.
I liked
Then-
Carmelo winning. I was fine with
Yeah,
that.
that was fun. But the New Day and the Usos have a very good tag team match. Also, guys may remember, big Breezango fan here. And they're on this card too. The only downfall is Jinder Mahal's on this. But overall,
That's why I made my
It's a very
list, baby. Cause
Remember the fashion files?
dude,
of course, dude.
How did
I
they
think
not
about
do
that
more with the
frequently.
fucking fashion files?
that shit was awesome.
Well, they had
Because
a
it was
chance.
too good and Vince was being Vince.
Triple H had it in NXT and didn't do anything with it either.
He
so.
did not really have the fashion files.
He definitely did. He could have done it. He was just a coward about it. Mike?
My number 9 is Money in the Bank 2014. I want to correct something I said before. I said that Rollins winning the Money in the Bank ladder match was 2015. It was 2014. In 2015,
When did you say
he
that?
he beat Dean Ambrose in a WWE title ladder
Yeah,
match.
yes. Ignorant as shit. Wrong as fuck.
So
Wow.
2014 I have is my number 9. That's the one where Rollins wins the Money in the Bank ladder match and goes on.
Yeah, it's a you
Cash in at WrestleMania. Also, John Cena winning the ladder match for the WWE Championship. Well, I'm not a big fan of that.
The
But
match was a banger, though. Be honest.
sure. But the Usos versus Wyatts, I loved that fucking match. That was a great one. Not quite as good as the Shield versus the Usos in 2013, but that was still a great tag team match. The Usos, they didn't have the character thing down at that point. They're kind of just like the baby face paint guys, but they were having great matches.
I'm about to get some. I'm about to get some heat. Okay.
Can you say it?
You're gonna get some heat if you don't fucking speak.
I'm about to get some heat.
Still
My-
changing,
my-
still
no,
doing
Changes,
your
he
no.
fucking
definitely
list?
changed his list.
No,
There's
this
reason
is-
to make
no,
this
no.
sound Otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, because I'm about to get in trouble because you guys
Yeah.
aren't going to agree with it at all. My number 9 is 2010, and I know. Listen, on the surface, it seems like it's something that I wouldn't like,
Did not make my list even though The Miz won Money in the Bank.
but it's legitimately really solid overall. I really genuinely liked the ladder match a lot. The cage match was pretty fucking good. And
Say names, buddy. Nobody knows what you're talking
Sheamus
about.
and John Cena had a cage match.
Okay.
It was rough around the edges, but it was actually pretty good.
I've never seen this.
Did Kane win one of the ladder matches and cash in the same night?
On Rey Mysterio.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. And then Miz won the Raw one, and then
Yes.
he ended up becoming champion
Yes.
later.
And that match was really good. Miz didn't deserve to win. Stacked ass fucking match though. Really good. Jericho,
This was right in
Edge,
that
Joe
Time
Mo.
period where I started watching again.
Yes.
So I did enjoy it at the time, but it doesn't really hold up across other.
That's where
Money in
you're
the Bank
fucking
pay-per-views.
wrong and stupid. Because you had
Wow.
the Hart Dynasty against the Usos, banger. You know what I mean? There's great shit, dude. So, I mean, but looking at it back now, when I saw it on paper, I was like, wow, like I hate most of this stuff.
Wow.
But in retrospect, it was actually pretty good at the time. So 2010, number 9 on my list. BJ?
Up number 8. My number 8 is 2013. Donnie was there.
Way
Rollins
higher.
went.
I'm not even
Yeah,
dicking
well, you
around.
were
I'm
there.
not dicking around with noises and shit. Way fucking higher, buddy.
Did not
Way-
make my list.
You were
What?
there.
Yeah.
What?
Did not make my list.
Wow, you couldn't be more wrong and ignorant, dude, at the same time.
The crowd fucking sucked. That's why I
That's
didn't make
not.
my
You
list.
said it yourself. It wasn't true.
No,
And-
they cared for the first 2 matches.
That's
it.
you know that's so stupid, dude.
It's not
Same
stupid.
way, I did enjoy the
RVD
opening.
was there, bud. We popped huge.
RVD, yeah. But he doesn't win. Randy Orton won Money in the Bank. I wasn't too overly thrilled about that.
No, he was a
I really
heel,
wanted
though.
CM Punk or Bryan or RVD especially. Plus the Shield and the Usos. Sorry, Donnie, that's a fucking pre-show. That's not on the main card. I'm not counting that. Pre-show match, not counting.
Fuck off, dude. That is one of the
Not
dumbest
counting.
things I've ever
I'm
heard
giving
in my
you
life,
the
dude.
8th spot.
That is wild, dude. Absolutely wild. Mike?
Honestly, it should have been flipped with 2012. I'm just giving it to you because you were there.
I don't need your fucking pity, dude. Yo, you might as
I
well.
pity
Since,
you every
yo,
day.
since you've been doing it all
Yeah.
day, why don't you rewrite
Yeah.
your list again and fucking fix that error?
I don't rewrite anything.
Yeah, exactly. Mike?
My number 8 is Money in the Bank 2012, who I was just mentioned catching some strays.
Unbelievable.
I don't know
It's
what happened
wait, whoa, hi all that.
there. Dolph Ziggler winning the ladder match is the thing from it that always sticks out to me. Like, we were fucking marks for Dolph, wanting him to win.
And Punk Brian.
Yep, that was a great
come on,
match
dude.
too. But it
What are
was
you talking about?
such a great moment when Ziggler won, and unfortunately he had a great cash in, and then they fucking botched it from there. Cena winning another ladder match. That actually prevented it from going higher than 8 on my list. Is that fair? I think it's fair.
Yeah. Listen, any hate against that piece of shit is gonna, it's welcome in this house. So I'll go for my number 8. It's 2017. Since we're not counting pre-show matches, I guess we can't add hype
Did not
bros
make
against
my
the
list.
Colognes here. Dumb shit on your part.
Did not make my. I probably saw the colognes. I was like, this ain't making it.
Did you say BJ? Did you say 2017?
Yes.
Okay, looking back at this card when I saw it, I was like, man, this shit blows. But for me, I actually did enjoy this match a lot, or this card a lot. Jinder, like I said, I was the fan of Ginger Mahal.
Mhm.
And if I am gone, he has no fan left. You know what I mean? I was that fan. Brazongo against
It was
Ascension.
insane. Like, for a year, you like pretended like
You-
everything he was doing
Listen,
was great.
I like the
It was horrible.
Ascension. You know I like the Ascension, so the stuff against Brazongo worked for me. Baron Corbin was fucking good. I liked Baron Corbin at the time a lot. And that match was stacked with talent.
This is not a good. I'm vindicated. in not
Baron,
having that on my
dude,
list, I
Baron
feel like.
Corbin. Hold on, AJ Styles, Dolph Ziggler, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke, and Baron Corbin.
No,
in
this was a
match.
good show.
That was a great,
Yeah.
great match. Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Natty, Tamina,
Ever heard of
Carmella, James
I
Ellsworth,
them? Why are you talking about that?
New Day, and the Usos. Naomi and Lana.
You're just
It's so
yelling at
good. So
You
good.
can-
That's
Those
all-
are names.
I'm gonna just devolve into just shouting. So 2017, number 7, BJ.
My number 7 is from 2015. The main event is Seth Rollins against Dean Ambrose in
Did
a ladder
not
match.
make my list, pal.
My number 10. My number 10.
Yeah, it
Okay,
didn't make
yep,
my
John
list.
Cena and Kevin Owens had a great match. Nikki Bella and Paige under the match.
Okay, all right. Can't just come on here saying all your dumb shit, dude.
Yeah. I'll do what Donnie does. Sheamus, Dolph Ziggler, Romeo
Oh,
Reigns.
yo,
Seth
Mike,
Rollins?
bro, my gimmick is so new.
New Day?
You're ruining the gimmick already, pal. Keep it to a little bit.
All right, Mike, you're number 7.
My number 7 is from Money in the Bank 2021. Very strong
Significantly
card.
higher.
Very strong card. Big E winning Money in the Bank, which we loved, of course. Roman Reigns against Edge. Great match. Charlotte against Rhea. It's not like, they had a couple WrestleMania matches that were spectacular. This isn't at that level, but they have great chemistry. Charlotte.
What
and Rhea.
year was it?
2021.
Did not make my list.
That's pretty dumb.
Stupid.
The one thing that kind of takes away from it a little bit for me that made it's not higher is Nikki ASH winning the ladder match. We love
Why?
Nikki Cross,
Yeah,
but
what the fuck's the problem, dude?
that character
I remember us enjoying it.
Yeah, we enjoyed
that character was fucking ass.
No,
man. It was so bad.
No, you're just. So
Yes, it
fucking-
was.
You're so
That character
Characters
was
sucked,
ass.
but like
Nikki
she was
Cross
great.
is
the
awesome.
match was really good, and it
That
was a surprise
character-
win.
Character was ass.
Yeah,
Wow.
you're
It
just
still
a,
made my list, but it could have been higher.
you're a hater.
If it was actually Nikki Cross winning it, that could.
Haterade. I'll go with my number 7, and I'm going to go all the way back to 2014. I know John Cena won, but it was for a title. You had to expect it. That was a stacked-ass match. A lot of really cool moments. Rusev and Big E, we love them. Goldust and Stardust against Rybaxel.
Yikes.
Are you kidding me?
Not making a case here.
Seth Rollins winning against Dean Ambrose, Ziggler, Jack Swagger with Zeb Coulter, Kofi Kingston, and Rob Van Dam, dude. And let me tell you something. You were talking about Paige versus Nikki. Forget it, dude. I got Paige versus Naomi. Okay, Usos versus the Wyatt family. How about the fucking show stealer? Only with 4 minutes in, but heart full. Adam Rose and Damian Sandow. You fucking match me. 2014.
Did you say Adam Rose was on that card?
Yes, sir.
Oh boy.
Against Damian Sandow. That's when we realized how much we love Damian Sandow.
Oh boy.
Plus, you were a rosebud, dude. Don't
was
even,
not a
don't
rosebud.
even fucking start, dude. You were a rosebud.
Remember when he
dude.
faced Camacho in NXT?
Remember when he beat his wife or something?
Oh, I do remember that. Something like that.
Did something.
Yeah.
He got drunk and beat somebody up or something. I don't know. Allegedly, but. But yeah, he made the list for sure. PJ? Number 6?
Number 6 is from 2024. The main event. Bloodline versus Cody, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton. Overall, this card is stacked. Drew McIntyre wins Money in the Bank. Then goes cash in. It's triple threat with Damian Priest and Seth Rollins later tonight. Got Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker for the IC Championship. And this one, Tiffany Stratton wins Money in the Bank. So top to bottom, only 5 matches. Sometimes it's all you need. Just have a fucking stacked show. And Triple H proved it.
What year was it?
2024, last year.
Made my list at 10. Sorry. A little over the top, but it just, I felt like it needed to be done. What number are we on? I'm sorry, I missed this one.
6.
Mike is up to his number 6.
My number 6 is Money in the Bank 2019.
Ooh! The
Leave it
same.
higher, Mike.
It's the same.
Samesies?
It's the same. That's that noise. That noise is indicating that.
Gotcha. This was a very good overall pay-per-view. Brock winning the Money in the Bank. I mentioned it in my favorite matches.
Oh, yeah, against Muhammad Ali.
Against Muhammad Ali, of course,
right,
showing up and out of nowhere and winning it.
Shaking his
Bailey.
He shook the briefcase down.
Bailey winning Money in the Bank and cashing in on Charlotte the same night. That was fun. And very good undercard title matches on this one. Rollins against AJ, Kofi against KO. Very good, strong card.
Wait, Mike, underrated one.
Don't
Shane
say
versus The Miz.
No.
Yes.
No.
I see. I didn't even.
They had a match that I actually liked. It was like a hardcore match where they
at WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
That was fine. That was
awesome.
actually pretty good. This match sucked.
No, all Miz matches are good.
No.
All Shane matches
I'm
are
not
good.
gonna sit here and let this happen. No. I actually, Mike, agree with you. 2019. I thought. Pardon me.
It's my number 5.
The Cruiserweight Championship match was really good. Tony Nese and Ari Daivari. And you don't like Daivari.
I love the fucking Cruiserweight and 205 Live and all that shit. I miss it.
Man, remember how good that shit was for a
Buddy,
while there?
Buddy was amazing. He was the MVP.
No, I don't agree with that. Pac was for a while there.
Buddy Murphy's putting on banger after banger. We're like, holy
Buddy
shit.
Murphy
where
was
does that
great.
fucking come
Muhammad
from?
Ali.
Yep, Muhammad Ali carried it
Jack
for a while.
Gallagher before we knew he was a monster.
Well, we all make mistakes.
Oh, he's a monster?
Yeah.
I don't think
sucks.
so. It's opinion.
Yeah.
Enzo Amore was fucking awesome on the Cruiserweight stuff.
But you had Charlotte versus Becky before
He made
their
Neville quit.
shit
Neville's
tore
like, I don't want to
apart.
face this guy. I'm quitting.
Mm-hmm.
Roman Reigns, Elias in a mid-card match that lasted 8 seconds, right where Roman deserves to be.
You
Well,
know
yeah.
what? I saw that. I don't recall that.
I don't remember that at all.
Seth Rollins and AJ Styles, banger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's great. Kofi and Owens was great, too.
Yes.
Kofi had a lot of fun. He had the Randy feud. He had a Samoa Joe feud when he was champion.
It was good. It was
Kofi
good,
was
good,
great.
good, dude. Then he got
Fun time.
squashed.
Yep.
Sure did.
Bip. Okay.
Number 5?
My number 5 is also 2019.
You are so
I
Fucking
said
He
it.
was gonna yell about that.
full of it, dude. It is wild how you
What are you
just
talking about?
you just change on the fly. You're like, oh,
Why
you
would
know
I
what? He's
change
right.
anything?
He's right here, dude. You are so
You're a
chicken
loser,
shit.
dude.
Take a fucking stance and believe
I already
it,
have.
dude. Once in your life. And
Dude, I
bacon,
made my list before you.
ain't a Christmas present, dude. I'm gonna just jump in here and jump ahead of that.
Baconator?
Baconator.
Baconator. All right, let's go.
My number
5.
My number 5 is Money in the Bank 2020. Reason it's not a little
Wait,
bit higher.
wait. Hold on. What year?
2020.
Get off my list.
It's not on your list?
It's no. I had 2019 as 6. I have 2020 at 5.
Same thing?
Yeah,
I
that's what you
gotcha.
got.
Okay. It's more or less a one-match show.
Not true. Not true.
The men and
Yeah,
women,
that's not true.
it's close to
Braun and Bray was a banger.
No,
Shut your
no.
mouth.
Drew and Seth for the WWE Championship, sure, very good match, but it's mostly on this list just for the Money in the Bank ladder matches, men's and women's together in one match, which, as we discussed in the match one of the most fun matches that you'll ever see.
I also think the tag team match is actually pretty damn good too.
I agree with
The
that.
opener. That's why it's on here too.
I don't really remember it, but it had fucking Forgotten Sons in it.
Who
I don't know.
cares? It's got New Day, Jomo, and fucking Miz. You love
Bailey
that shit?
facing Tamina for no reason. Braun and
And then
Bray
Sue and
always.
Kaka on there.
Braun and Bray was always a fucking snooze fest.
Not true.
Lashley gets Truth for 1:40 for some reason. So it could have been higher on the list, but it makes it really on the strength of the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Banger pre-show match between Hardy and Cesaro too. I didn't remember that ever happening, so I actually went back, and that's free on the YouTube channel. And guess what? Really fucking awesome, fun match.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those guys are pretty good.
Yeah, I do. But like, it seemed like when they're like, it's a pre-show. Let's go fucking steal the show. It won't even matter. They're just like just doing shit that they're not probably supposed to. They're just like it was a lot of fun. I loved it.
Remember when they had Jeff have a bar match against Sheamus?
That was awesome.
Yo, that match
I
was
love that
awesome.
match so much.
That match was really good. That's what happens.
I think about that often.
Remember when they tried to make it seem like
he was a drunk
Jeff was
driver?
inebriated?
I think about that. I think about that all the time. I think
that
about
whole storyline
Sheamus
was
setting
amazing.
him up.
That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Dude, remember when he had the fucking beer like in the ring with him?
He was
This
faking
shit was
being
nuts.
drunk.
Honestly, though, dude,
And I remember watching it, so I'm like, you know what? Jeff's signing off on all this. He's in a great place in his life. Never gonna go back to it. This is great.
Well,
and then some stuff.
well, it's like
happened.
the Scott Hall. Anytime the Road Warrior Hawk, remember they would talk about
Yeah.
it on air all the time, dude. They
Yeah.
poked fun at it, and then they were like, "Oh man, I can't believe we didn't see it coming." You're like,
Life
"Fuck you,
imitating
man."
art, as they say.
or art imitating life.
Both.
Yeah, I also have 2020 here. But, listen, the main event shit was so much fun. I adore it. The
Yeah.
Rollins-McIntyre match was
Good.
awesome. Was truly awesome.
Yep.
Braun and Bray, you sleep on it, but you're a fucking
No.
coward. That was when Braun was
The
Universal
only fun
Champion.
thing they ever did was the fucking swamp match.
Yeah.
That was good. I've done.
When was that?
That was the horror
pay-per-view
show at
before?
Extreme Rules.
Extreme
Remember
Rules,
that?
right.
No,
Horror
not Extreme
show.
Rules. The horror show at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, I was finishing what you were saying.
Say it. Say it all in one.
The horror show at Extreme Rules.
We never
Sorry.
talk about Great Balls of Fire. When are we getting my Great Balls of Fire top 10?
There's
Just
only
the one.
We just talk about Great Balls of Fire again? All right, next.
Number 4.
Number 4.
My number 4 is 2011. CM Punk versus John Cena is your main event. Christian versus Randy.
2011, much higher, dude.
I got a skosh higher.
Much higher.
Mm-hmm. Daniel Bryan wins Money in the Bank, so this has a lot of things of what I wanted to see happen. I want Daniel Bryan to win. I want the CM Punk to win. The middle of this show is not that great. Del Rio wins championship, so it's the strength of the
He
opener.
deserved it.
and
He deserved it.
He did not. I'm so happy I was on record for always hating on Del Rio.
Well, the best part is they apparently, according to the dirt sheets,
Nope.
they rehired him.
No.
They didn't, and we went through that on Dirt Sheet Busters. If you show up to work, you would fucking know.
Well,
I
I'm not
admittedly
gonna.
liked Del Rio this first year when
You
they were
loved
hyping him
him.
up with the vignettes.
Ew.
You loved him, dude. He did. Well, no.
I
I will
learned
say, hold on,
pretty quick.
I'm jumping in right here. Ricardo Rodriguez, the fucking limousine, the whole spiel,
The
adored
best
it.
thing was when they ran over Santa.
Well,
remember when they
you're
brought-
right. That was
when-
incredible. You're right.
Remember,
You're
like,
right.
One of the 8 times he was fired and brought back, he was the one that
Batista.
fucking ended Cena's U.S. title reign.
Yeah, Donnie wanted to be Tyler Breeze.
Yes, but here's what happened.
I
and
stand
remember
by
this-
that. Look at
I
that
remember.
now.
No, I remember this clear as day. He wins. He's got Zeb Coulter with him, which makes no sense. Me and you, BG, we say how this makes no sense and this fucking blows, and Donnie defends it to the end of the earth. That's what happened.
I
he
loved
does.
it. I still love it, dude. I still love it, dude.
If we said something was dumb, Don will say, "Oh, it's fucking brilliant."
Right.
No, because like I said, I love
No.
I mean, no,
can't-
you just said it.
I tell you this, he can't be racist if he has a brown friend. That was the joke, you know what I mean? It was
Dude.
perfect.
I don't think that was perfect.
I think that's listen. Vince knew so much more than we knew he knew. All right, BJ. Oh, you said
You're
yours,
welcome.
Mike.
My number 4 is Money in the Bank 2024. BG mentioned before.
Way lower. Very stupid.
Tiffany winning Money in the Bank was awesome. Drew winning and then cashing in the same night unsuccessfully. Normally wouldn't be a big fan of that, but I thought the way they pulled it off was great because it was Punk like getting back at him for screwing him over. So that was a very fun angle. Sami Zayn against Braun Breaker. That was a really good match. And then the 6-man tags, Solo, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga, beating Cody, Kevin Owens, and Orton, and Cody taking the fall. That was
crazy.
great.
Yeah, it's fun, I guess. What year was it?
2024, last year, brother.
Yeah, it's 10. That was 10 on my list. We're talking about it so long ago, I was forgetting because it's so far ago. Mine is 2012. And I'm not going to harp on some of the things that you already spoke of. John Cena stealing the shine, all that shit. I want to talk more about Caitlyn, Layla, and Tamina Snuka against Beth Phoenix, Eve Torres, and Natalya. You didn't mention that at all. You didn't mention Ryback against Kurt Hawkins and Tyler X. Did you mention that part? Did you mention Primo and Epico against the Prime Time Players?
I'm glad
Maybe
I
that shouldn't have made my
list.
list. Maybe that shouldn't have made my list.
Sheamus and Del Rio, dude. 14-minute World Heavyweight Championship match.
Yeah,
Goodness. Dude, they were like cycling through Big Show, Sheamus, and Del Rio for the World Heavyweight Championship during that time. It was
Listen
bad.
to this.
and I love Sheamus, but he was
Ziggler wins, right?
Sucking some
of course,
shit.
Ziggler wins. We know. Guess what?
Yeah, we
Listen,
know.
Christian, Cody,
Listen.
Damian Sandow, Santino Marella, Sin Cara, Tensai, and Tyson Kidd. Tell me
Yeah.
that's not Stizact. Dude, that is
Not Stizact.
wild, dude. That is crazy. 2012, now my 4th best pay-per-view. I'm going to be honest with you. I think I messed up. that pay-per-view, I didn't watch a lot of the matches. That ain't good, bro. That ain't fucking good. That's there on the power. That shows you the power of Punk and Bryan getting 30 fucking minutes, dude.
There's like 2 great matches on it, and the rest is.
It's fucking wild, dude. That is
That's
wild.
very funny.
Number 3.
My number 3 is 2023. Main event, Bloodline Civil War.
2023.
Yeah, man. Bloodline Civil War. You got Seth
Gotta
Rollins
be-
against Finn Balor.
Got a scotch higher.
Nah, it didn't
Yep.
make my list.
Gunther
That's
and
dumb.
Matt Riddle.
Yeah, it didn't make my list.
This is when EO won the Money in the Bank, Donnie.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Oh,
didn't
I
make
know
your
what
list.
I know what happened now. I got that.
Didn't
that
make your
was-
list.
Women's
What the fuck?
2023 was my 9th favorite match of all time on a show.
Revise your list if this doesn't make your top 10.
Yeah, it's dumb.
2023.
There's only been 15 Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
pay-per-views.
it's outside the top. I had to make
That's
room for other things.
That's really dumb.
Yeah, I get it.
But
It looks
anyways, Mike, you're number 3.
My number 3 is Money in the Bank 2016.
No! Get out of my fucking brain today, dude. I hate you. Yes, mine is also 2016. I hate it. But
You got
it was banger.
AJ Styles beating John Cena. You
Yo.
know John Cena doesn't put anybody over, so that was a special, momentous occasion.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get Ambrose winning the Money in the Bank. Rollins beats Reigns for the title. Ambrose cashes in on Rollins for the title. You get
All 3
of the
members of
Shield.
the Shield, baby.
It was like adjacent to Donnie's idea of all 3 members of the Shield winning a ladder match to become champion at the same time. This is the closest we ever got to it.
From the bottom of my heart, looking back at this fucking match, and this, honestly, this series of matches, because you can go, AJ Styles, and honestly, Rusev in the middle, just whatever, but it was, what a run, because that Styles Cena match was incredible, then the Money in the Bank ladder match, then you had Rollins and Reigns, and then he cashes in to end the night. Absolutely fucking one of my favorite events, because again, look at the people. AJ Styles beat John Cena, and this was just happening. This was a huge fucking deal. And then Dean Ambrose, the person we love, he fucking wins. Seth Rollins beats Reigns, and then Dean Ambrose, it was such a fucking huge mark-out moment for me, and honestly for the show, because this was big. We were in our peak in 2016. We were never better.
Were we?
I feel like 2016 was a pretty fun time because that's around the time like they did the whole SmackDown Live and all that, and they brought brought back Rhino for no reason.
That was
and,
incredible.
They were just
cool
doing
time.
random shit, but it was fun.
Yeah, and honestly, the people we liked were getting the shine. Like I said, just in this moment, you just.
That was when they had that. Doesn't they have that triple threat on like No Mercy or something to open the show, right? With like AJ.
Right, because they were going against the
and,
presidential debate. Remember?
That was a great fucking show.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's Vince, dude. He would just book shit like that on those nights because he just wanted to fucking get that attention, man. God, Vince just gets it, dude. Number 2, please, Beach.
Boy.
So that was your number 3. So you have the same list as Mike.
Well,
Yeah,
I think that number 1 and number 2 might be different though.
Mm-hmm.
Very likely.
My number 2 is 2021. Main event is Roman Reigns and Edge. And
what year? What year was it?
2021.
2021. I'm looking down here. Did not make my list.
Mm-hmm. This one, Big E wins. You have Charlotte and Rhea Ripley. Nikki Ash wins.
He was like going hard for Nikki Ash winning and before, and he doesn't even have this on his list.
No, it didn't make it over fucking 2012. No,
didn't make it over 2010 either.
You missed one, dude. You should mark it out, dude.
I was marking out, but that was it.
That's it, BJ. You waxed so not poetic about it.
Sorry, you can go ahead.
My number 2.
We lost him, Mike. I was taking a drink. I'm gonna spit it out.
We're just dragging him across the finish line.
Emotionally, he gave up. That's why I didn't know where he was like. He's a horse who's just given up. He's laying on the track. Someone just shoot at him. Go ahead.
My number 2 is Money in the Bank 2011.
Ooh, higher.
Scotiaire.
Scoochie.
CM Punk versus John Cena, of course, the main event in Chicago. The crowd crazy behind CM Punk. Punk taking the title, holding it hostage. Just an iconic moment.
Putting it in his fridge.
Yep. And then showing up like a week later for no reason.
Yeah, not at all. Dumb as shit.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan winning Money in the Bank ladder match. Fucking awesome. And Donnie, you talked about it during the match top 10, but Christian beating Orton for the World Heavyweight Championship. They did a DQ where if he gets DQ'd, Orton, then Christian still wins the title, and they ended up going with that finish, and that's how Christian won the title. Kind of like cheesy, but it was also fun, and it fit Christian's character being like perfect. A fucking weasel.
And coming out of that, his talk, some of his fucking promos are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Such is life, though, right? Such is life. Mine is 2013. My number 2 is 2013. I was there, so of course I'm biased. Don't give a shit. The main event, Christian, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, RVD, Sheamus and Orton. Cena burying Mark.
Don't say Orton like that.
No, at the time.
What's my line?
Yeah, at this time he didn't care. John Cena and Mark Henry by submission for the WWE Championship. I will never forgive John Cena for this, but I got to witness. The best part is John Cena gave me the gift that day of all the ammunition I would need to hate him for the rest of my life. That's what he did that day.
That happened long ago for me when he beat fucking Nexus for no reason at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think I actually didn't care a lot about Nexus at all at the time. That didn't bother me.
You might not have been watching much then or something.
Yeah, it definitely didn't bother me, though. Like,
it bothered me a lot.
Yeah.
Listen, in hindsight, smart move.
No, it wasn't.
What, beating Mark Henry? Which one?
Beating Nexus?
Neither one of them.
I was joking about the Nexus thing.
Yeah, don't do that. Ryback and Jericho in an instant classic. AJ Lee and Caitlyn, two best friends, torn apart for the Divas Championship. Unbelievable. Yo, IC title. This is during the Curtis Axel Intercontinental Championship run. And
I can't believe they tried that with him.
And you had Damian Sandow winning the other one. Which was also a stacked, super fun, crazy match.
That was great.
Yeah, both of them. All the matches, This was a truly, truly great card. And even Cena. I didn't even mention we got Del Rio and Ziggler. I probably shouldn't have.
Nope.
Number 1.
My number 1 is responsible for the most memorable thing that ever happened at Money in the Bank, and that is the headquarters Money in the Bank match. I love it so much. It holds up to this day. It will forever be one of my favorite things from that era of wrestling. I wish they would do more of it. We spoke poetically about it at our list for the best Money in the Bank pay-per-view matches ever. And so even though the rest of the show before it, yes, it had Drew and Seth, undercard isn't that great, but this just catapulted to the top for me because it is so much fun.
Good.
My number one is 2023. To me, it's definitely the most stacked Money in the Bank card of all
Did
time from
not
top to
make my
bottom.
list, dude. Holy.
Uh,
How did your number one not even make my fucking list, Jack?
Oh, I can help you with that. It's because you're dumb.
Wow.
EO
okay.
winning the women's Money in the Bank.
That's a good reason.
Okay.
EO winning the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Fucking awesome. We all creamed our pants for it. Damian Priest winning the men's Money in the Bank was also great. I seem to remember. I think we were all thinking LA Knight was gonna win.
Yeah.
And but Priest ended up being a great choice, and he ended up raising his stock by winning that. Usos against Roman and Solo in the main event. I fucking love that match. Huge moment in the Bloodline storyline. And then we got Rollins and Finn Balor. We got Gunther and Riddle. Cody against Dominic Mysterio is a match that nobody really talks about. That was very fun. Just Dominic being a little chicken shit heel and running away and stuff. This was a great card from top to bottom.
Didn't make the list. Didn't need to. Unnecessary, because I had my number one, 2011. The greatest moment in Money in the Bank history with CM Punk walking out with that title and saying, fuck you to Vince McMahon. His sad face when he was blowing him the kiss. Legendary shit, dude. Vince McMahon, dude, the creator of all your favorite moments. You're welcome. Christian Randy Orton, I've proclaimed my love for that match for a long, long time. It is very much underrated. The ladder match itself, I know, listen, you guys aren't Del Rio fans. I get it, cowards. But that match was really good. And Mike, it had one of my all-time, Trivial Pursuit names in wrestling history, Alex Riley, the reason you were fired from Bleacher Report. Incredible.
Was never fired from Bleacher Report. You were
fired. I was let go with authority, is what I like to say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and dude, no one talks about
I've
Mark
worked
Henry.
continuously at Bleacher Report since 2011, so.
Yeah. Roles changed. Mark Henry, see him over here? Good shit here, huh? Daniel Bryan, Kelly, and Brie Bella. Number one. I can't believe I put Kelly and Brie Bella at number one, dude. That is crazy.
That's what you're signing off on.
That's what I did, though.
Yep.
That's what I did, though. Listen, the sacrifices
He
must
said
be
first
made.
and foremost, Kelly and Nikki Bella.
Well, first off, I didn't say first and foremost, but when ECW came back and they did that thing with Mike Knox protecting her, I liked that.
You liked WWECW?
Can I tell you what? I had high hopes for it.
I did too.
I will say this. I went
When
into
we first started?
WWECW the same way I went into the 2025 NHL draft lottery. I was like, this is our chance, guys. And by the end, I felt the exact same way. How the fuck is that line crossed out? I'm out of here. Came back later to find out Utah did so. I was like, how the fuck? That's a good description of exactly how WWE ECW made me feel. But don't worry about it, guys, because I took 2011 and made it number one because that's where it belongs. And now we need you, our loving and supporting Patreon friends, to get out there and give us a vote. BJ, how do they do that?
Patreon.com/RingRustRadio. As long as you support us, you can go and vote, leave a comment. We'll read the best comments on there and read results next month.
I actually just got hard reading the pre-show match for 2011's Money in the Bank. The people of Chicago lucky enough. Santino Marella and Vladimir Kozlov against the new Nexus, David Otunga and Michael McGillicuddy. My God. The banger. It
Does
must
it get
have
any
been.
harder?
It didn't, the time for that match, not available. Not available.
I was hoping you were going to say 17 minutes or something
This
egregious.
is like 17 seconds.
21 minutes. It's just like they went. You look at that.
Iron Man match.
No, just like a
37 falls.
it's like classic Brainbusters type match. A lot of corner working, a lot of limb pulling. Oh, good shit. But yeah. So can we move on?
Let's do it.
I dedicate this to the throwbacks. Like seeing the shirt in 06, ECW, one night stand, and I won't hold back. Like take the Batista battle in the backlash, 07 to one man stand. We'll bring you back to the days of Lord Alfred Hayes, Hall and Nash and Raid, Hollywood drops the leg. They say the days of old are the best though. That's why we bring to you Ring Rust Retro. Let's go.
Alright guys, time for Ring Rust Retro. This time George Cruz is driving a monster truck across my lawn? What the fuck? No, he said we gotta watch Bash at the Beach 1995.
This show needed a monster truck on the beach.
First off, every truck is better than a monster truck. Every beach is better than a monster truck. They do them down, I think, in Wildwood, New Jersey. It's fantastic. Love monster trucks on the beach. But I loved this kind of shit. This is what the stuff WCW did that I really always enjoyed. I loved Hog Wild. I don't care about their denim and leather, but I love these gimmicky kind of things. I like the research into the pay-per-views a little bit, the actual events themselves. This was a major loss for WCW because they gave away all the tickets for free. Also, every time they say there's 100,000 people there, it's 4,000 or so. And then sometimes...
But they never said that, and I'll get to that. They kept just saying thousands, and they kept saying the biggest crowd ever for a WCW show in the United States, and they never actually gave a number. It was like Melt's math they were doing.
So it's free. It was an event you just walk down the beach, and like you're at the show.
Just like Hog Wild was basically Sturgis. I think that was free.
100%. It's exactly the same thing. But I liked it because it was like, we'll get it back in the end because it's going to be such a good event. They're right. But it made for such a unique backdrop that, like, it's just I always loved it. I have such an affinity for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's cool. It's outside. It reminded me a little bit of MTV Spring Break, and there's some great
Oh, yeah, kind of, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, dude, yes, I do know what you mean. And Bobby Heenan wouldn't shut up about him the whole time.
Yes.
The whole time.
They should have kept going with this all, because the next year was on a beach. Maybe it was 97 where they just, like, did it in an arena.
Yeah.
They started doing, like,
because they realized they weren't making money off of it.
Yeah, but it just lost all character and fun.
Well,
you know?
Welcome to the world of fucking corporate, dude. Hi.
At the start of the show, Bash at the Beach 95.
Oh, real quick, the other note, I had one more note about the Baywatch. Since they were heavily involved with this, it's because they used the arena and used the area to film an episode. So there's a Baywatch episode that is involved with this, that if we're not retroing after this, then what are we doing here?
That's what I said. I have it written somewhere. Why have we not retroed that?
Well, I really like the intro with Randy Savage and Meng. I appreciate this. Like, there was a lot of good elements to this that I enjoyed.
This era of WCW before the NWO had a lot of bad things too. Dungeon of Doom, we're going to see in a minute here. Yeah. The truth is, though, there was a lot of stuff going on that you could very much look back fondly on, and is very fun and is vintage wrestling tropes. It's just, there was a lot of really great shit that happened in wrestling at this time.
This is the year I started watching wrestling, and it started more so with WWF, but I was watching some WCW. I more so got into WCW the following year, but I do have, some nostalgia for this time period. We're greeted at the top of the show by Macho Man, which is awesome. Yep. And he tells us he's having a lifeguard match against Ric Flair, okay?
I was like, what the fuck is a lifeguard match?
Yeah, me too. We'll get to that later.
I assumed right away it was a lumberjack match. I don't think it was that confusing.
I had a much more fun idea about it.
No, I immediately thought, knowing WCW, no.
I thought it'd be like, you have to throw the guy into the fucking ocean and then race back to the lifeguard chair, and if you touch it,
Mike, you of all people, during this Hulk Hogan time, you of all people should know that what they did was they just did a bunch of lumberjack matches.
Well,
they always called them.
Creative idea.
Well, no, but not during this time in wrestling, at least not in WCW. It was a lumberjack match, but that's what they would always say. It was either a hardcore match that they called something weird, like a bunkhouse brawl or something, whatever. How they veiled it, and then it was this. Which is just, they always just fucking said. Then they just whoever was fighting will put a gimmick on the lumberjacks.
I mean, I thought it was a creative thing. I'd never heard of that before, so I thought it was fun.
Sure.
Crow Sting, greater than Surfer Sting.
Surfer Sting also awesome though. Love
and
Surfer
like
Sting as a
it-
kid. I love Surfer
It's
Sting as a
funny
kid.
though. He's basically just WCW's Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, I thought he was.
Well, no, we'll get to WWE.
Even though
yeah,
I know
we'll talk about Renegade in a minute, pal.
I agree. I was like, oh, there's another one. But watching Sting, Surfer Sting, it's like that's basically what it is.
The guy,
Just-
you know they came up at the same
got
time.
the
You know they
big
basically
thing,
had
the
the
play-
gimmick
yeah,
together,
I
right?
know.
It's
Right.
theirs.
But what I'm saying is like it's just everyone.
I like
it's
them
not
better.
Just them. It's like everyone kind of like. Well, I'm not really a Ultimate Warrior guy at all. So I mean, Sting's one of my
Did
favorites. from
Sting?
WWE.
Did Ultimate Warrior fight to save RoboCop, or is that an episode I missed? Because I remember Sting did.
Sting did, man. Sting did.
My point is like there's a lot of like just mirroring happening in WCW and WWF.
Oh, hi, I'm wrestling. Hi,
Yeah,
I'm wrestling.
Exactly.
Yeah, when something works, we all try it.
We start with the United States Championship match, Sting versus Meng. Those names almost rhyme and are very close
Yeah.
to each other.
I always liked Meng.
Meng
Of
was
course.
awesome, man. Haku.
Toughest
Fun
son of a
video
bitch in
package.
wrestling.
Fun video package for Meng being a badass.
Yeah, I
Yep.
really enjoyed that.
Good
There was
show.
some really good video packages and promos.
I'm telling you, WCW, Mean Gene was a driving force in all this. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Stinger cuts a pretty mid promo, but I'm more focused on Mean Gene wearing a hat and a polo. It doesn't sit right.
Dude, it's
You wear a tux, buddy.
Let me tell you something. Not here, he doesn't. He's living La Vida Loca right now.
Yeah, because one of my notes here for a lot of these matches,
I'll
I'm
get
like,
you
they
in
must
for
have been
free,
so
baby.
Fucking hot doing this show.
They said it was in the 80s. It looked hot as fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
In the
were
sun.
they were baking, baby.
And they had lights on them. I was like,
Also,
why?
Michael Buffer here, so let's fucking
Dude.
bang up the Brinks
Buffer
truck.
announced the
cool.
opening match. He must have made $5 million doing this show.
Dude, for real, man.
Because he announced the opening match, and then he didn't do the next few, and then I think he did the last two.
Yeah.
So he
So- I think
stuck
so.
around.
That's
the whole
$3 million. That's $3 million, but he was making $1 million per time he did it for a while there.
The entrance is just a tent.
I
Just
like
walk
that.
through a tent.
Yeah, it reminds me of
I like the
I
game.
remember
It's all
one
there.
time Joe Archie took me to the CZW Deathmatch tournament, and it was literally in this dude's yard. His parents had a farm, and it was in the yard of the farm. And the entranceway was, I'm not joking, a 10x10 party tent that had two tarps draped on either side to be the curtain so they could bust through the middle.
Love it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Effective.
Covered
there's
in
a
blood
kid-
by the end.
Yeah.
During Sting's entrance, there's a kid holding the Sting original San Francisco Toy Makers figure. Brings back some good memories. I remember these in store. I
Damn,
think
yeah.
eventually you
I
could
remember
get
that.
3 for $10 at KB or something like that.
Oh, KB, I remember that from the mall.
Hell yeah.
Good,
Hell yeah.
good,
We have one.
good grab.
Yep.
That's before
Uh,
video games, because the KB, there was the one aisle at the very end of KB where they had
No,
this-
KB had video
Yeah, they
games
had video
right when
games
you
at
walk
our
in.
house.
Yeah, it must have
Back
been.
before KB.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was at the. Dude, our
Poor
mall
man's
was actually
KB.
just a dumpster.
He went to
A series of
JD.
Yeah.
There's a series of dumpsters behind the mall I went to.
He went to BK. Burger King.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's why
I
they
got
had
this
video games.
big.
Tongans and Samoans used to both spam the nerve hold back in the day. You notice that?
Mhm.
There was listen, you could stereotype some wrestling things going on. Don't hit him in the head, I'll say that much.
Mang does a counter on the Sticker Splash
I
where he
wrote
just
that.
fuck kicks him right in the face.
Yeah, that's literally what I wrote here, Mike. That was fucking great.
Honestly-
More people should have done that.
I gotta
Yeah.
tell you from the bottom of my heart, this match was
I
better
know.
than it should have been.
This
It was
was
pretty fun. It was pretty fun.
I thought it was a good
arguably
ending
the
for
best
Meg to
match
say
on the
this.
card.
No, I wouldn't say it's the best match in the card.
Savage Flair or this.
It's
Yeah.
Savage Flair, I thought, with
I'll
a
say-
bullet, but that's fine. This was good.
I agree. To me, this was my favorite match tonight.
This was a good fucking slugfest.
Yeah.
Mang still looked like a beast because he just won
Yep.
with a roll up
Same
Sting.
space.
And then he
I
beat
don't
him
hear
down,
Mike.
too.
No notes, just a regular, enjoyable, old school match with a classic submission holds and heel tactics. I'm all in.
100%. And Road Warrior Hawk comes out to save Sting from the attack. Only Hawk.
Yep.
Animal was injured at this time.
Sure.
Oh. Donnie couldn't tell them apart.
So great opener.
My brother.
And
Where-
Second match.
Yeah, now it goes downhill.
No.
then the bell
no.
rang for the second time, and it's television championship. The Renegade versus Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
Renegade,
Can I give my
greater
note here?
than Warrior. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
I am not familiar with the Renegade. He's just their version of Ultimate Warrior?
Hold on. Are you
Yes.
serious?
Question mark?
I'm unfortunately
Are you serious?
familiar with the Renegade.
I'm not familiar with the Renegade.
That's wild. Dude, we definitely
I
covered
wasn't
stuff
watching.
I know shit, dude.
So 95 right here is where he got his push, and he was still around through 96, but he was
Right, I looked it up. He was
greatly de-pushed.
Yeah, well, it's because his body just didn't look like the Warrior's. It was his bottom line.
I don't think that's why. I think it's he just sucked.
So did the Warrior.
I know, but he had at least more energy and shit.
Right about here, I note that Heenan, real quick, that Heenan won't stop objectifying women, and it's disgusting. And it continues throughout the show with one-liners straight out of Rodney Dangerfield's book.
Renegade truly is just the worst fucking ripoff, probably in wrestling history.
That's not true. You had fucking Nacho. What was his name? Hulk Hogan. They did the Nacho Man and shit like that.
Oh, that was cool. That was funny.
That's so. See, it's because it's a shoe on the other foot. You're such a mark.
I did not remember Orndorff still being around in '95. Seemed pretty late for him to still be wrestling. It turns out this was his last full year as a full-time wrestler.
Yeah, I mean, but I will say this: his sporadic appearances during the early '90s created some of my favorite WCW moments, including my most favorite underrated match I've ever seen: Mick Foley against fucking Mr. Wonderful. And like '93, I think it was it might have been Slamboree or something, but it was just like it was a hardcore match. But Mr. Wonderful is like freaking out and like beating the shit out of Mick Foley. It's awesome. It's a great match.
I'm pretty sure he had like a fucking backstage fight with Vader during his time in WCW.
He did. He beat the shit out of him. He beat the shit out of him. Yeah, real life. And he beat the shit out because he was the coach. Mr. Wonderful was the coach there for a while, and like he taught a lot of the people coming up.
Right, like the power plant.
Yep. And Vader just was like, I think it was about like dressing in another locker room or something like that, and he was like, he like disrespected him and didn't shake his hand or something. And he did it in front of everybody else, so he fucking walked up right in the hallway and just beat the shit out of him real quick. And then fucking they broke him up and shit, and then, you know. But yeah, that's a real story.
Orndorff keeps getting like thrown into the sand. So then he grabs someone and throws it to Renegade.
Come on, that's the moment.
Genius.
That's the moment, dude.
Moment of the fucking show.
Yep.
He's super underrated. Mr. Wonderful is super underrated.
He's awesome. You know who's not underrated? The Renegade. He has the worst dropkick in pro wrestling history. I'm not exaggerating.
This motherfucker's Jade Cargill Green, dude.
Dude, he's way worse than
Jade Cargill. This is what Jade Cargill looks like to people who are not wearing rose-colored glasses.
Renegade wins with a shitty little belly-to-back suplex. Nick Patrick does his little nappy nap count. God, do I fucking hate this guy.
So bad.
He officiates damn near every match on the card.
Dude, well, I'll talk about him later because at one point I just sat here and I was like, this dude is my goat. My goat.
Sleeping on the job, baby.
They're no selling a pile driver after the second match. Like, what is it? Will Ospreay booking the show? What the fuck?
No selling a fucking pile driver, and the fans booed him because of this.
Listen, WCW fans are always smarter than WWF fans. Bottom line. Bottom line.
I don't know why I have a note here, but I have a note. Donnie was at Bash of the Beach, so there must have been someone.
Some big fat guy looked just like him.
Ugly man.
So I went on the Facebook page to post our thing, and if you're on there, you have to mention at Ring Rust Radio or whatever, so I can see it. Because if I see it, I'll click on the alerts. And the one was someone made an AI big fat fucking action figure, and they're like Donnie's action figure or whatever. And I was like, very not appropriate. Everyone's anti-bullying until it comes to me. It's just fucked up, but it's fine.
Next match, Kamala versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Let's double time through this because it's worse than you think it is. No. It's worse than you could imagine.
We got video of Kevin Sullivan drinking from the Goblet of Darkness, which is just a smoke with a cup with smoke coming out of it.
I had one of those at Disney when I was like 16.
I had one of those on Bourbon Street.
Yeah. That's a good one.
The Master brings in Kamala to help Sullivan. These vignettes, truly some of the worst shit in wrestling history, but it makes me laugh.
Can I say something to you? I think the reason why I don't take wrestling so serious is because this is the kind of shit that we were exposed to as kids, right? The Dungeon of Doom truly is the weirdest shit you're gonna see. It's like Mordecai. It's like, but the problem was it wasn't relegated to the mid-card.
Well,
it was the main event.
Sometimes it was. Here it was, but then sometimes it was in the main event against fucking Hulk Hogan.
Well, it was about to be in the main event against Hulk Hogan, coming out of this, so.
Nobody wanted to see this match in 1985, let alone 1995.
Kevin Sullivan had the book, remember? That's what Brian Pillman told us.
Yeah.
If the Dungeon of Doom's goal is to destroy Hulkamania, why are they wrestling Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
Well, listen. No, you're taking down all his American friends.
Oh gosh, yeah. All the Americans. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid Zodiac, aka Brutus Beefcake, shows up.
My
Hits
God, he
Duggan.
looks like a zebra cake.
Yep. Hits Duggan with Kamala's mask, and Kamala wins. This sucked.
Dude,
my note here is this should not have been on pay-per-view despite how short it was.
Agreed. So we're building up to DDP versus Dave Sullivan. Before that, Tony Schiavone looks like a fucking douchebag in those sunglasses. I hate him.
I love
He sucked then,
I love
and
Tony.
He sucks now.
Tony's great.
Absolutely.
Always has been.
I do have a note here for some reason. I just wrote Macho Man is so awesome. What a pro.
I agree.
I think he was selling something.
Yes, he was looking cool as hell in his Slim Jim hat and shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
So
He's a macho man. Sorry, bud.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know what to tell you. His name fits. He's fucking.
Yep.
He's a real man. I'm sorry. More than Ric Flair ever was. It's a macho man. You're like, that guy's a lunatic. I like that guy.
You only went hard for Macho Man and threw Flair to the curb since Dark Side of the Ring.
That is true.
Well, I mean, hey, listen, it changed your perspective on people, didn't it?
I guess, yeah.
DDP.
DDP versus Dave Sullivan.
Hold on, real quick.
I've never heard this.
Do you remember Evad? The Evad
Yes.
gimmick? Of course.
Even had it on the back of his trunks in this match.
Yes.
Evad.
Yes. Okay, so he's like, this is post him being like, he got knocked sensible again? Like, wasn't his gimmick being
I gotta
mentally
talk to you about Dave Sullivan.
challenged?
So Dave Sullivan, they're like with his rabbit. We didn't even get to see the rabbit, but I want to talk about the rabbit because for whatever reason, one of my earliest wrestling memories that sticks out to me is Dave Sullivan carrying the rabbit to the ring on WCW Saturday Night.
Okay.
I must have just fucking popped for that as a kid. Like, well, that
He's got a fucking rabbit. Yep. Yeah.
I
remember this, as weird as that
so,
sounds.
Like, years later, I thought it, like, a memory popped in my head of, like, me watching WCW Saturday Night and some guy, like, having a rabbit. So I was, like, looking, I'm like, who had, like, a farmer gimmick in WCW? Because I thought it was, like, a farmer with a rabbit. And I finally found out it was Dave Sullivan. It was not a farmer gimmick at all. I have no idea why he had a rabbit.
I think he was mentally impaired.
He was
and
mentally
it was his friend.
impaired.
That's what it was. Remember, that's why he was Evad.
I popped for that fucking rabbit, dude.
I don't even doubt it. Like, as a little kid, this is little kid time, like prime little kid time. I was terrified of Kevin Sullivan. He's
Well,
4'8".
what about Dave Sullivan and the rabbit?
He's quirky. It's a nice way of saying it. He's quirky. But honestly, this was solid, dude. This was solid. It was much better than the thought it deserved to be.
I also still remember the Godwins bringing a bunch of animals with them to the ring. Those are like some of my greatest memories.
My greatest Triple H memory is when the Godwins fucking threw him in the hog pen and he got all muddy.
You're an asshole.
The greatest Triple H moment.
A little kid gives Diamond Doll some roses, by the way.
Yep.
DDP grabs them and engages in domestic violence.
Sure does.
No.
Sure does, dude. That was the gimmick, though.
DDP wins after a few minutes with a diamond cutter. This sucked. Didn't need to be on the pay-per-view.
Ooh, I didn't hate it as much as you did.
Tony Khan must have been booking the show.
I thought listen, diamond cutters is like, he's very early on in using that diamond cutter here. This is awesome. This is the beginning parts of it. And I thought the match was better than I deserved to be.
I mean, it was better than Kamala vs. Hacksaw.
That is true.
I did watch that right before I watched this, so maybe, but it was, I didn't hate it.
I wrote here, DDP, great seller.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I would say if this was a television match, I would have been like, that's fine, that's good. But if it was a pay-per-view match, it's like, all right.
It definitely did not need to be on the pay-per-view, but I understand getting DDP on there. He's a rising star here.
And hit that move, baby. It's about that move.
It's all about that move.
Bring the bunny out here. Let him fucking let him diamond cut the bunny, dude. I don't give a shit. Where's Jake? Will diamond cut the snake?
We got a three-way match for the WCW Tag Team Championships. Harlem Heat versus the Blue Bloods versus the Nasty Boys.
Okay, first things first.
No,
first things first. Okay, never liked the Nasty Boys. I don't care what anybody says.
Yo, they fucking suck.
I like the Blue Bloods a lot.
Okay,
I love Harlem Heat.
I know they were hot in those outfits coming out.
As a kid, I didn't like the Blue Bloods at all. Okay, 1776, we won, dressed like a motherfucker. But as I got older and I watched back and I went through all the WCW stuff and Bobby Eaton becoming a Blue Blood. Right? That's awesome. That was an incredible.
He's just like fucking.
He's Kentucky
wrestling mullet guy.
Yeah.
And he has to like slick it back.
Also, Bobby Eaton might be the most underrated worker ever.
He's awesome. Mm-hmm. Nobody talks about him these days.
Booker T is super underrated, is what I wrote here, Donnie.
No,
It was like
Sensational
Raven
Sherry.
I
Yes.
loved her as Harlem Heat's manager. It just
I loved
worked.
her in general. Everything she
Hey,
did.
guys.
Her stuff with Macho Man was incredible.
I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Is this one of the first triple threat matches in wrestling history?
Has to be.
Yeah. I would assume it doesn't happen very often.
There certainly was not one in WWF
Right.
to this point yet.
Right.
Maybe 96 there might have been one finally.
Mm-hmm.
I think there definitely, well, there was the Final Four in 96. It was like a 4-way match in WWF, but there was definitely not one in WWF yet. This has to be one of the earlier ones, especially like maybe like fucking smaller companies were doing them and we just didn't know about it, but
ECW
Yeah.
had 44 by then.
they were having 3-way dances. They were probably one of the earliest.
They legitimately
I think
had.
they invented it, right?
Yeah, that's. I would just remember they would have.
Or they like took it from like kind of
Japan.
like how
It's part Japan.
WWF like they had like the first like recognized like ladder match in like a major
Oh,
company,
right.
but they stole it from like other companies basically.
Mm.
You could tell even in 1995 that Booker T was going to be a huge star with this
Yeah.
charisma.
Much better than his brother for sure.
Yeah.
Mm.
Love the Blue Bloods as I mentioned. So okay, we have the 3-way match. Instead of just doing, and we complain about this to this day.
Absolutely.
Instead of just doing all 3 teams have a guy in the ring,
Mm-hmm.
we have to do a coin toss.
For the
To
first
determine
2 to
who
start, and
starts.
then you can random tag each other out. Why would you do? They even addressed it.
Yeah.
They said, "Why would you tag the other team ever?"
Right.
They say
For
it,
some reason they do 2 coin tosses.
but For the
there's
record,
no reason for that.
it led to some fun moments though of them trying to tag themselves into the match and shit.
Yeah.
Listen, chaotic. I didn't like the
I
match
wrote here
overall.
bizarre finish.
Yeah, listen,
Okay.
I didn't like
Before
the
I
match.
get to that, pit stop, absolutely fucking disgusting move. I hate that. It makes
Yeah.
me want to throw up.
They were like, they reminded me of the bullies from Doug.
Roger Klotz, yeah.
And like, not just him, his whole little
Yeah.
gang. Like, they
Yeah.
they both, and honestly, I remember someone told me when I was a kid, probably my uncle, and now thinking back, it was definitely my uncle. He said it's like, they were the Rotten, brothers from ECW, but shitty. And Public Enemy, but shitty. It's like, and I was like, wow, that's true.
Sags willingly tags in Robert Eaton at one point, which makes no sense, as
Yep.
we kind of talked
He
about.
just needed a breather, bud.
All right, so let's finish that BG mentioned. Booker's in the ring, Steven Regal's in the ring, Sags is in the ring, Booker's on top of Steven Regal, Sags sits on him for some reason, and the ref counts, and Sags thinks that he won. But Harlem Heat won because Booker was like in the middle of
Cinnamon's
this
confused.
sandwich.
Cinnamon's like, what the fuck are we talking
Right.
about?
My question is, because it was never really explained, I wasn't going to fucking rewind to go, look, which 2 teams were legal?
So the pinfall counts, but the problem was, Booker was the legal man. So the pinfall counted for the winning team, but it just so happened to be...
Booker was the legal man with Regal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now that makes sense. But they never, they didn't explain it. It's Tony Schiavone's fault. He didn't explain, you should have said, the reason why...
He had no idea what had just happened.
Right,
I don't think
saying,
anybody understood what just
Somebody should have been
happened.
in his ear and be like, the reason why is because the Nasty Boys weren't legal in the match. That's why it didn't count. But they never really said that.
Yeah.
It was way too convoluted.
Yeah, it was awful. Awful ending.
Yep. Next match, the lifeguard match.
Yes. Let's
Macho
get
Man
it going.
Savage
I thought it
versus
was
Ric
creative.
Flair. As mentioned, lifeguard match is just a lumberjack match instead of the cool idea I had.
I thought this was really, my only note here, I thought this was really entertaining, 2 of the best ever. Meltz gave it 2.75 stars.
Okay,
Of course it
first off, I will say this. The promos
We're going to
beforehand,
give Sting versus Meng.
I'll look it up.
the promos beforehand are great examples of who these guys are. Number one, Macho Man having to work in all the Slim Jim stuff. Kudos to him. He does it without sounding
He's a
too
pro.
much like a shill. You know what I mean? He's like, it's about the match and Slim Jims. Right? So it's like, good job. Good, thank you. And then Flair is talking about Space Mountain and everybody's
he
on the
took
beach.
Elizabeth to Space Mountain.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It was fucking great. I love his promo. It's great. I think the match, listen, it wasn't as good. I think they had the Great American Bash was the one right before that. That they wrestled. This was not as good as that one, but this one still very, very good. My match tonight, I love these 2 guys, and this
Lumberjacks.
Yeah.
lumberjack match stipulation always makes a match worse.
And this was still fun though, like him
It was
him
good,
going.
but it was not anywhere close to what these guys.
But they used it well. Like Macho Man going out, and he's getting thrown back in by the faces or by the heels. Ric Flair tries to run away, and the faces grab him. You know what I mean? Like it worked. It really worked. I just wish someone had tope suicided on top of them.
Mike.
Yeah.
Sting vs. Man got 2 stars.
The
tag team match got negative half a star.
Okay.
Holy shit! It wasn't great, but that's insane.
Kamala and Jim Duggan got negative a quarter of a star.
That's
DDP's
So
match
wait,
got
the
half a
tag
star.
team match she had is worse than Kamala versus Jim Duggan?
Yep.
Come on, bro.
Come on. And the main event was 2.5. So he rated this the best match.
The main event was certainly not better than Sting and Meg. Can I say something real quick?
You go for it.
Meltz, I think, long hated Sting, and he changed his narrative about him once he was in AEW.
Oh, AEW.
Because,
I'm sure he liked Crow Sting because everyone else did.
Go look it up. He said something in fairly recent years about, like, there's no way that anybody can make a case that Sting deserves to be in the Observer Hall of Fame. Or something like that.
Ooh, Dave.
He totally switched up on it and made sure, like, he got in, like, after he was, like, in AEW and shit.
Wow. Dave is very wrong about Sting. Because, by the way, Sting in WCW is awesome.
And I was never even a huge Sting fan, but even I would say, like, that's fucking stupid. Obviously, he's a Hall of Fame of anything in wrestling.
How could you not have been a Sting fan as a little kid?
Because I rooted for NWO, man.
I mean, before that. You didn't
I only started watching in 95.
Yeah, no, okay.
And then 96 is when NWO
was. That's a year, dude. You didn't like Sting?
Yeah, it's not that long.
Oh, my God.
And like I said, I wasn't watching WCW, like, every show religiously in 95.
Great to see Arn Anderson, and that's another reason why the lifeguards worked, is because of Arn Anderson's involvement as well.
Yes, that's why.
Also, Angelo Poffo popping that top for the TV. Let's go.
Heenan says Savage and his dad have one good leg each so they can share the cane.
So Heenan, I don't mention all the Heenan one-liners, but like we should just have a dedicated intern who just follows behind us and catches all the Heenan one-liners so he can read them off at the end. Heenan is, if there's one person in wrestling I enjoy more than anyone else, it might be Bobby Heenan.
He's the most talented person in wrestling history, I think. Not wrestler.
Listen. I get it. I'm with you.
I like the pink tight look that Flair had. I don't remember him wearing that color combination much, if ever. It was a pretty cool look. Flair does the worst top rope dive thing I've ever seen. This is why I usually would go up there just to get thrown off.
Yes.
So stick to that.
Yes.
But
I think he also did it poo-poo because it's a Macho Man double axe handle. You know what I mean?
Macho Man kicks out of Arn Anderson's DDT, and then he wins with a flying elbow. Macho Man wins.
Fucking A-right, dude. Fucking A-right. Great shit.
Go to the main event, WCW World Championship Steel Cage match, Hulk Hogan versus Vader.
I like this match too, to be honest with you.
It wasn't horrible. They used Rey Mysterio's eventual WCW theme song in the Vader video package.
Excuse me, you take that back. That was not just fucking Rey Mysterio's. That was the Cruiserweight division's entire theme song for several years. So that is a song that I remember loving.
Like, this sounds very, very familiar. This is Rey Mysterio's theme song, I think.
If you remember correctly, the Cruiserweights, now looking back, they would always put them in like the 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes right before the main, like, 9 o'clock hour started, right?
It was my favorite thing.
But the music would come on, you'd know it's Cruiserweight time. Like, the division had that theme. It would be like, it's time for the Cruiserweights. Like, I remember, I love that shit.
Before this match, they announced that WCW's next pay-per-view is Collision in Korea. North Korea, that is, for those wondering.
Okay, so for me, I've never seen it, right?
Me neither.
It's because New Japan and WCW split the rights, apparently. Neither has the rights.
I don't think it's on the network.
It's not, and it's on New Japan's either. If anyone could find a way for me to watch this is something I've always genuinely wanted to see. Number one, it's they said that's the most people have ever gathered for wrestling.
Kim Jong-il forced the whole country to attend.
Yeah, they said it's like 200,000 people were there or something like that. Yeah. So I've never seen it. To me, it's like the holy grail of things I've never seen that I'd like to see, if honest. So
Dennis Rodman with
What was
Hogan.
it's Collision in Korea.
Collision
it was
in Korea.
Ric Flair talks about how crazy it was being in North Korea.
Yeah, I
and
believe there's a Dark Side of the Ring on it that I watched a year ago or 2 years
It's
ago.
I
on
did
YouTube.
not see that. Didn't
It's on
Muhammad Ali go as well?
Yes. Yes. And Antonio Inoki was like a big person that.
Well,
because
because he was representing New Japan. He was also
Right.
In
part of it.
95?
Yeah,
Yes, 95.
Yes,
Alright, it's right on YouTube.
the whole thing.
Or yeah, it's almost 2 hours.
Somebody retro it. For
Link me, please. I'm gonna watch it anyway, but link me, please.
Alright, I just
Thank
sent you.
Thank you.
Dennis Rodman's with Hogan wearing the red and yellow. I did not recall that.
Donnie, the first comment. The fact this is on YouTube is absolutely incredible.
Yes, I don't know how
If you
this
told me an
happened.
hour ago I'd be watching a pay-per-view from North Korea that include Chris Benoit, I would have tombstoned you. I love YouTube.
I love you too. But for real, I am very much. Can I tell you? I might watch this tonight.
Nerd.
I am a nerd for this kind of shit. This is, you say, okay, the current wrestling, it's hard. It's hard sometimes. It's draining. But the old stuff that reminds me of my childhood, I'm down for this. I love this. I'm just watching Mike Tenay's face right now. I'm so excited.
Vader's entrance gear, basically the coolest shit in wrestling history.
My goodness. Let's talk
that was
He
real.
had to be
fucking
hot
awesome.
as hell in
Yeah.
that, though.
That was so cool.
The Mastodon helmet.
Hogan's American Made theme was ass compared to Real American.
I don't agree with
Yeah.
that. I liked it
I
a
didn't
lot.
realize Dennis Rodman was with WCW so early on.
That's what I said. I don't remember him with Hogan in the red and yellow.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
well,
NWO.
if they 100% together, obviously. In
Obviously.
retrospect, but I can't believe you don't remember that. They had done several
you don't
things
either.
together. They had done several things together. That's why him showing up in the NWO was actually made sense because he was he was a genuine bad boy at the time. You know what I mean?
There was. Vader's almost as tall as the Cage. Over here, WCW need to step their Cage game up.
The cage started like separating at the top like later in the match.
Listen, dude, it's hard when the zip ties start breaking apart. Here's the deal for real. We can't gloss over this. I will give a lot of credit for my love of wrestling to Vader's Mastodon helmet.
Oh, yeah.
The smoke coming out of it
Awesome.
and shit like that. Him coming out of it
He's
with
so
that fucking
underrated.
mask on. It was truly, he frightened me as a kid. And like from that I was like, I like that guy. Like that's like I loved that helmet. I thought that was the coolest shit ever, dude.
I also really like that they had wrestlers having promos before matches.
Yeah, that was very fun. And well done
Hogan-
by a lot of them.
Hogan
Yes.
putting on Vader's entrance gear for like a second was pretty funny. Actually.
Yeah. Like I said, this match had like, it just was like,
The match itself was whatever, but around the match was.
but,
yeah,
and
definitely-
I will say this, watching these things,
no lockup.
there's no aura of like, oh, this is what's going to happen. There's no snarkiness to it. It's all like just fun. You know what I mean?
Hogan damn near hulks up after 2 Vader bombs.
Dude.
Yeah,
He
I
kicked
wrote
out and
here-
he was getting ready. I could see it. He was getting ready to like get up and start fucking shaking, but he like kind of calmed it down for a second.
Yep. He's like, oh, I got to kind of put him over a little
I
bit,
have
brother.
a note here. It just said, honestly, the no selling of Hogan to Hulk up fucking blows.
Dude,
I used to love it when I was a kid, and in certain situations,
that's why it
worked, but
works.
Getting 2 fucking Vader bombs in a
Yeah,
row, come on.
I don't like it.
I feel like a cage match, really bad idea and visual on the beach. There's no
Yeah.
tiered seating. Everyone's at ground level.
Well, no, it's the first time I got to see Hogan all day was when he climbed out of the fucking ring.
Honestly, a pretty weak ending to the match, and the aftermath was fucking awful. To
Well,
the
hold on a minute. The reason you have Hogan go over here is because there's
That's
no
not
other
even what
way.
it is. That's what I'm
But
saying.
kudos to
It's the
Vader for not taking a pinfall loss.
Well, hang on. First of all, Hogan tells Vader he ain't nothing. That's how you get your opponent over right there. Good job.
Yep.
Hogan gets up, he hulks up for real after a big splash. He goes to do like the big boot before he can't get like his leg up, and he just boots him in the dick.
He did. He dicked him.
Kevin Sullivan and Zodiac try to interfere, but Rodman threatens to hit them with a very flimsy plastic chair, and they run away immediately.
You're
The Dungeon
disgusting.
of Doom is such ass, man.
You're disgusting, dude.
Uh,
It was a strong-looking chair, not flimsy at all.
Hogan leg drops Vader twice. Instead of pinning him,
Mm-hmm.
he slowly goes and tries to climb up out of the cage. Vader follows him up there. Hogan, in the easiest way possible, knocks him off the ropes. Then Hogan climbs over, escapes. Horrible anticlimactic finish.
Mm-hmm.
No, I
didn't care for the finish.
I'll say this: it's the best you could have asked for in a Hogan match at this point in time.
No.
After the match, Flair and Arn show up to shit talk Vader. Vader scares them off. Big face turn only for Vader to rightfully leave for WWF.
Oh, really? Rightfully fucking leave, right? So he can go get jobbed out by fucking Shawn Michaels because he's an egotistical piece of trash? Dude, don't fucking do this. Your revisionist history with Vader, maybe, you know what? I think Shawn Michaels contributed to Vader's death as well. All these years of him fucking harboring that. Yeah, I know. He's harboring it all those years, dude.
He lost to the top guy, Shawn Michaels. What's gonna happen?
No, dude, let me tell you something. That is one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever heard in my life. Vader was treated like shit in WWE because of dumbass Shawn Michaels. And I hate Shawn Michaels. He's a piece of trash. Shawn Michaels ruined it. Fuck Shawn Michaels. But my last two notes. HBAK ruined that. Fuck Shawn Michaels. Boom. See that?
HBAK.
HBAK. Heartbreak asshole kid. He's a piece of shit, dude. I added a letter for him. Gotta be an extra one. Maybe you can see it with your wonky ass eye.
It was a horrible save.
Dude, I'm like fucking Fedotov, dude, with the leg kick.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done. That's very,
Fine show with a shit ending, 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10, I agree.
I gotta tell you, I give it 8 out of 10. I loved it. I did. I love this time period in wrestling. I do, man. I do. Listen, we get like 92, 93 to like 96 before the Attitude Era. That gets pooped on so hard, man. There's a lot of really great stuff that happens in there, and I love it. I love it. Sorry, boys. Big thank you to George Cruz. BJ, how does someone get involved and make us watch Collision in Korea?
Patreon.com/RingRustRadio. Donate to our retro tier. Email us, ringrustradio@gmail.com. We'll cover as long as the wrestler's involved in anything.
I wonder how many like messages were on like the message boards in '95, like Collision in North Korea, like hope you like your blood-covered money dick or whatever.
That definitely happened.
You know, dude, that's what Dave was saying, dude. He's like, they just sold their souls. Wait, New Japan's involved? I retract. First time I've ever retracted in my life. First time I've ever retracted in my adult life. Except my penis when it retracts. Okay, no. Let's go. All right, boys, let's move on.